Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Am I Mike? Am I good? I got no volume in my earpiece. You know how it is.
You're good.
Did I turn myself down? Yeah, I'm back, baby. We're back.
Uh-oh.
Tom.
Uh-oh. Mike.
Hey,
Mike. Yep. In the PM.
A2DRadio.com. We're live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. BMW of Atlantic City. We're off at exit 17 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of AtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, it is tax season, and we're brought to you by our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mlakovic, Dan McGuckin, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Later on in the show, little Eagle salary cap issues because they're concerned moving forward, so we need to address it. Phil's talk, family talk. We got to talk about cap. We got to talk about family dinners, everything. And no kids were sent, to the basement dinner table. You know what I mean, for Thanksgiving. Everybody was together as a family. It felt good. And speaking of family, trust the process. And I know they lost their last two, but
still hot.
7 and 3 in their last 10. Playing good basketball right now. Still 4.5 up from the 9 seed, which is the Pistons. So still in good shape. 23 to go. We're going to talk 10-9-8 tonight.
Three out of the 4 spot.
3 out of the, if you want to go up.
If you want to go up,
I
yeah.
was talking about the people that want to look down. The people that the sky falls after a goddamn loss. The people that want to fire a coach after every single freaking loss. Where do the lovers when they win games? Where are them guys for him going like this with a switch?
Right.
From a tank, from going to a locker
Doesn't
room.
fit their narrative.
Because they've never coached before.
Never.
So they don't know what goes into it.
In 2K they do. They do.
It's
and
easy.
They win a
They're
couple.
Facebook GMs. You got to.
I love it. Dan just slides that in there. It doesn't fit the narrative. You're goddamn right it doesn't, Dan. Good job by you.
More question.
Hitting it right out of the gate tonight.
Brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. How many wins will the Sixers finish 2017-18 season with? Under 40, 40-45, 46-50, more than 50. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Chime in, and we'll answer anything. Even if you chime in early with an Eagles question, we'll talk about it.
Oh,
you chime in early talking about Fly Guys, I might not talk about it, but everybody else will. you chime in early talking about Phils, we'll talk about it. And obviously, if you're talking Sixers, we're talking about that right this second.
Speaking of
so
which,
let's jump in.
Did you see how he swagged today?
Oh, Rose?
Yeah.
He looks good.
He got up there
good.
and he had the swag going on in his press conference.
Yeah,
that's an office overlooking a skyline.
He said Doug had huge balls.
That's
Not
great.
big balls, huge balls.
It's great. He's probably seen
when
them
you're
now.
walking around with a third leg constantly, you know what I mean? You got that swag.
Yeah.
Partly because you can't walk straight.
Yeah. I love it though. He shows up for the press conference in like a white dress shirt and his little Columbia I'm getting ready to go out and run a lap vest. And he's just he walks up to the podium and he's like, "Floor's yours."
Yeah, he showed up like the Summer Olympics.
Time's yours.
Yeah.
Time's yours.
Anyway, it was great.
Well, shouldn't he? I mean, shit. You know what I mean? To your point, after breaking a curse in this city, I mean,
Executive of the year.
Yeah,
so.
he's a god. I mean, I would walk up there with my chat real out. You know, so I mean, I can't blame Hal.
As Greg, as we like to say.
Yeah, I might even brought some hamburger meat out with it with the gold chains, couple buttons down. Be like, "What's up?"
What's up?
I'll just go no shirt. Just shirtless.
Shirt and a vest.
Maybe
no
just,
shirt vest.
Maybe just pantsless with a shirt. You know what I mean? Because
Pantsless
nobody's
chaps.
seeing underneath the desk. You know what I mean?
Pantsless chaps.
Yeah, and then they'll get a job at the NFL Network shortly after.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes.
I mean, I understand they're in Indianapolis, but how great would it have been if he just rolled up in flip-flops, cargo shirts, and a Hawaiian shirt and was like, "What's up? How you guys doing? Just got back from Hawaii after my post-Super Bowl vacation."
And who would blame him?
Not me.
Who would blame him?
Not at
this
all.
point?
All right, so Sixers win total. Danny, what do you got?
I said 46 and 36 before the season, so I'm going 46 to 50, somewhere in there.
Holding firm, huh? So that would be what, 14-7 the rest of the way?
14 and how many games are left? 23.
14
and 9.
14 and 22, 23.
23.
So yeah, 14-9.
But I'll say
That's not bad. That's not
16 and 7. They're finishing 16 and
bad.
7.
Oh, he's going aggressive.
48 wins.
48.
Yeah, I think I was real close. I think I had him 45 wins on our preview show. So I'm still going to stick to that 40-45. The last couple games, although they've been have kind of showed me that, yes, they're still young.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Although they've taken a massive jump up. And, as you said, we are very close to even that 4 seed. This team still is young. And we're still going through growing pains, especially end-of-game situations. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's going to change. I think it'll change here and there just because that's just the way the NBA is and that's the way kids are. You know what I mean? It's gonna click one game and it's gonna click another. I'm gonna stick with my 45, which is what I had originally. So the 40-45.
I had him at 48 before the season started, and I know that was a little aggressive, and it still might be a tick. But to get to 48, 16-7 the rest of the way, and after they play Cleveland, I think they have the easiest remaining schedule in terms of opponents' win percentage in the Eastern Conference. So I'm going to say 16-7 the rest of the way, and I'm shooting for my 48. So I'm going 46 to 50. I honestly do think they have a realistic shot of getting to that 4 seed.
Yeah, I'm hitting a 50 spot.
You're going on the nose?
That would be incredible. Think about that, though. That would be incredible to square
18 and 5.
Some guys are going to just get cute
Well,
with
not
it.
only that,
You know
but
what I mean?
to square that 4 seed and host a playoff season after the last 5 years,
That's
that
huge.
would be
That'd be
incredible.
That's coach of the year.
would
That's
be
coach of
insane.
the year, too.
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
coach
yeah.
of the year.
And then
Wake
we're
up
gonna
call.
fire 'em.
Newsflash. That's coach of the year talk, too. And so it's an 18-5 stretch down, in the home stretch, too. That's also coach of the year talk, but bigger than that. This team needs to play better on the road, and that's part of being young. Road to home, I think they're 19-10 at home, and the road they're way under 500, maybe 7 games under, something like that.
Yeah.
So they don't play well on the road, and giving up a lead last night shows you just sort of the growing pains of a young basketball team. Now that's not an excuse, that's real. I mean, this team's used to what a lot of these kids going to a locker room after loss after loss after loss, and then flip a switch this year, and now you're a playoff team, and you're talking about trying to close out games and all these things when you weren't even in that conversation last year. So I think they can go 18-5 down the stretch. I think they're playing better basketball, and as we've seen, 7-3 in their last 10. I think that stays. I think they could even run off another 7 and 8 in a row. Now, not this week. I don't think that starts this week. I mean, what do they play, 3 and 4 starting tomorrow? So that's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
So you really want to come out of that.
2 and 1.
Yeah, you have to.
I think you'll beat Charlotte at home. You got to
have
take
to.
one of them road games.
I'll tell you what. For me, JJ's got to knock down that shot at the end of the game last night.
Oh, no question.
He gets a wide open look from the top of the arc. I mean, that particular play, granted, they go down low to Joel, and you want Joel to make a move and go up. But there's nothing there. They basically tripled him. He goes out to the corner goes to the top. I mean, it's wide open with 1.2 left.
I thought that was going in, but
Maybe he rushed it a little bit. I don't know, but, I mean, put it this way. I don't want Covington taking that shot.
No.
If there's somebody on the floor that's taking that shot, they had the right guy taking the shot. He's just got to knock it down.
No, he does.
That wasn't the play they drew up because you could tell it was a botched play.
Right. Well, I think
What it
after
looked
they
like
tripled
it was,
the post, yeah.
What it looked like is they wanted the ball back in Simmons' hands, let him get inside, and see what happened to see where he could kick it. Whether everyone came and it was a dump to Joe, or as he did, kick it out to Dario.
Right.
But then you're right, But everything that happened in that game, all the blown leads, the mismanagement of whatever, you still had your best shooter having a wide open shot to win the game, and I'll take that whether he makes it or misses it every night of the week.
And you're spot on, but to me that whole defensive set was like nothing I've ever seen before, because what do they always say? They say that the guy inbounding the ball is usually the most dangerous guy because he inbounds it, no one covers him, and it can come right back to him. So Miami triples the post. They cover Ben. That's 4 guys. So now you have basically Covington, Redick, and I guess it was Dario on the far side, and they're only covering Dario. So, I mean, like I said, I'm glad Covington didn't take the shot because I'm pretty sure that he just bricks it. But it was the weirdest defensive
Pretty
set.
sure?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
He's breaking that shot.
Yeah.
But it was just the weirdest defensive set I've seen where you're just going to collapse 3 guys on Joe and basically say, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I mean, good on Spoelstra for having the balls to do that, but, I mean, strange defensive set.
you're talking about him rushing it. I feel like maybe he shouldn't even have dipped in. I mean, mid-ranger, he's been money this year. Like
He probably
Redick?
could have put it on the floor one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One dribble bucket.
But a shooter like that, dude, just take it in rhythm. And I agree with you.
But that's who
I
he
mean,
is.
but
He's
I
a
agree
rhythm
with you
shooter.
because you're right.
He's a rhythm
when
shooter.
he's
I mean,
struggling
whatever.
from deep, you're right. His 18, 19 foot have been money when he's been struggling from deep. But, yeah, I mean, you get that opportunity. There's no shooter in the world not going to take that shot.
I think he makes that 9 times out of 10.
Well, I hit
What, the 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
one of my upper-level guys at work had a buddy there at the game. He said in warm-ups he was 14 for 14. He was just watching a magician work.
Especially from that spot of the court.
That's
too.
crazy.
You
He
know
had
what
such a bad game. What was he, like 4-13 or something?
I don't know his numbers. I mean, I'm sure Rocco
But he
was
did
bad, too.
struggle. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah, well, listen, he can't. He can't. Neither one of them can.
No.
Really, they're the highest paid players on this basketball team. They can't struggle. They really can't. And it's been – Rocco's been another issue, right? I mean, he was playing well and got paid, and it's been a checkout. And people can give me numbers and his stats, and 36% from 3. That's great. That's great when you're shooting 60% early on in the freaking year.
Yeah.
So how bad do you shoot now? Right? Now you're shooting like 12. I mean, I'm not good at math, but I felt good.
I've just never seen a player be so scared to dribble. Like, he just immediately picks it up when someone comes near him. It's ridiculous.
Jimmy Chonga says 51 wins and a 5 seed.
Wow.
Jimmy, I think
He's gonna want more than me.
I think 51 wins get you a 3 seed.
Yeah.
Ralphie D for the poll question.
What's up,
The
Ralphie?
convict.
And he said, yes, I will not be an ass about it. I think the Sixers will get 46, 48 wins this year.
Dan, real quick, though, to your point about him dribbling the ball, you have to go back to his college days. He was a power forward at college. You know what I mean? And Rocco.
small
He was
school,
just,
yeah.
at a small school, at his size, he was a power forward. So, yeah, I mean, his ball skills very well may be
It's
lacking.
better than what it was like in 2015.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to say he hasn't improved, but I mean, he needs
but
to keep
you're
working on it.
But you're absolutely right,
Let
though.
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
The guy's getting paid to knock down threes and supposedly be a great defender, on-ball defender.
He's a 3-and-D guy.
Listen, there ain't no D. There ain't no D. Any good scorer in this league carves his ass up. So I don't understand when guys want to look in a box score and say,
Score
well,
is score. I mean, I think Cov's a good defender.
I think he's average at best. I think he's the most overvalued defender in all basketball. Really, because of steals. Because he had a lot of steals last year, and that the people in a stat sheet looks like, oh, he's a great defender.
Right.
That doesn't mean he's a great on the ball
Allen
defender.
was the same way.
That just means he's long and he can get in passing lanes. That doesn't mean he can get up in you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying take a guy away, but at least calm a guy down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know Durant's going to get his, but, bro, he can't. You can't be a 3-and-D guy and him carve your ass up because then the D's is gone. good defenders. Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper. Like a Ruben Patterson.
Right.
Like Kobe's going to still get his.
Wow,
Kobe.
you dropped the Ruben Patterson
Yeah.
reference. Nice work. Nice work by you.
It felt right in the moment. But like Kobe's going to get his, but he made him work.
You got
You know, and that's the
you got to
difference.
take his 50 and make it 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was something. It was the other day. I was I watched a press conference after the game, and I think someone brought that up to Brett, and I think Brett pretty much basically said that he almost has blinders to Rocco because he's been with him for so long. I think he said other than JoJo, it's been the longest tenured guy on this roster, and he sees a lot of other things that he does that doesn't necessarily show up in his stat sheet, that doesn't necessarily show up to the untrained eye.
Right.
And, maybe that's a lot of it because I do agree. I mean, his defense has, although I think he can D up somebody straight up, the guys that he guards, if DeMar DeRozan lights you up, I mean, he's a good scorer, but it's DeMar DeRozan.
TTP Ballin says, I agree with Tom. He's a 3-and-D guy that won't hit threes or play D.
No, he's not a starter in this league. It's a misconception because, we've had bad basketball in this town for so long that, it's easy to fall in love with a guy who's
I don't think he's a starter. That's why the people who don't want LeBron, that just makes me laugh.
Well,
like, you beg for an upgrade at small forward, but then you don't want LeBron.
What's funny about that is
the hell are you talking about?
Spot on. I was saying the other day when that company that
Their money.
I don't know, was it Power Home Remodeling or whoever it was that bought those billboards in Cleveland? I said they should have taken the 33 off.
I don't understand why the 33's on
taken
there.
the 33 off.
Should be 17.
Taken the 23 with the crown and dropped it down onto the baseline and put a 20 up there.
Or 20,
Should have 1 to 3s hanging. A couple more.
20 if he ever gets on the court.
Yeah.
A lot of people timing in.
Go for it, man.
Thomas, Quintero, 14 more wins, he's saying. Chrome, fellas, I'm going 46 to 50
All right.
for the 10-9-8 TTP. Wilson talking shit. David Raska, what's up, boys? What up, Dave?
What up, David?
James Wilder, 46 to 50 wins.
I love how David Roski gets in on the YouTube and the Facebook.
Double
chat.
dipper.
I love him.
Double dipper, yeah. He's the guy's going to double a dip a chip twice. You know what I mean?
I'm good with it.
Say
I
that
do
a
it.
couple times. Say that like
You
3
get the
times in a row.
flip and dip.
I do it. I just
Dip
the
it,
same
bite
one.
it, flip
Okay.
it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
Dip
mad
it
at him.
again.
I don't want to. Don't misconstrue. I'm not mad at all. I might triple dip. Jesse Seals between 40 and 45. So what's he got? So hold on. So where they at now?
32 and
32.
27. 32 and 27.
All right.
45 is 13 more. That's
Yeah.
13 and 9 the rest of the way.
13 and
That's
10.
where I
It
have
might
him.
be 13 and 10.
They started the year
might be a-
13 and 9.
Might be a little conservative, but I'm
That's
not gonna
fine.
hate on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's not a big deal. I mean, you should be a little conservative, but it's still 46 wins or 45 wins. He told us at the beginning of the year that's what it would be. I think everybody would go with that
yeah.
one.
I mean,
we
what
talked
they
about
had,
it before.
28 last year.
Yeah, I talked
Yeah.
about.
That would be a 17-game increase.
Did I say 50 before the start? If JoJo played like X amount of
You
games.
said 52.
If JoJo played like
Yeah.
X
Yeah.
amount of games.
And
Well,
so far,
he's on pace to
yes.
play
Yeah.
what, like 65, 67 games?
What did I say? I
Yeah.
said 70. I said I needed him to be 72.
You said 60 plus.
Did I say 60 plus?
Yeah.
He's on pace for that.
I think you said no. You might have maybe you're 65.
I know he said 65.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember saying you were willing to give him 17 games, but
70.
that was it.
Yeah.
You had him say you said 65 plus. He absolutely had to play for you.
And he's the best big man in basketball.
No doubt.
Done and done. No, and he's just so
Yep.
dominant, so special. It's so much fun to watch. Bob Hartman, what's up, fellas? What up, Bob?
So Bob,
Bobby.
You're paying JJ $23 million. Take it and hit those shots late
Sure.
in games. No question. Will saying he hits that shot guaranteed.
Who, him or JJ?
No, him.
Oh, okay.
Rob Brinkman, what up, Robbie? 40-45 wins, first round playoff exit, which is by no means a failure.
Agreed.
Fair? Agreed.
Yeah.
I think
Depending on who you play, I think you could win a series.
Agreed.
Agreed, Dan.
Yeah.
Agreed. That expectation can change.
Yeah.
depending
Like, if
on
you get the 5 seed and you have to play Washington, I think we could beat them in 6 or 7.
They just own our ass, so that's what
They
scares
were
me.
at home.
Right?
Well,
They
we
just-
split
they
the
just
season
at
series
home.
with them.
I know. I just feel like I don't know.
Nah,
Where's
they
the
don't
bad
scare-
matchup?
they don't scare.
There. I don't know why.
Yeah, at
It's such
home.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, Otto Porter, like, eats us for fucking lunch. Like, I hate Otto Porter. Like, eats us for lunch. Like, I don't hear about Otto Porter all goddamn year.
Yeah.
And then we go down to the Verizon bullshit. shit plays they have in D.C. and I don't put a car's asses on. Like,
But-
it's unbelievable.
Freaking Oubre the other night.
But
Yeah, Oubre. I'm playing him in fancy. All of a sudden now he lies. I'm like, where did Kelly Oubre come from? They're still playing in Pac-12. I don't know where he played.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm sitting.
Big 12.
I'm sitting
Big
there.
12.
Kansas.
yeah.
It's big, close. 12s.
I'm sitting there watching that game Sunday night, and I'm like, A, I want to punch Kelly Oubre in the face because he's just a guy that annoys the shit out of me. And B, I'm like, there's three of us that sat here on this couch last offseason and wanted Bradley Beal, and that's why.
Oh, yeah.
No, Bradley
Oh,
Beal, yeah.
he's an absolute
You remember
shooter.
we were talking free agents, and we were talking about the guys that we really liked, and Bradley Beal was a name that kept coming up over and over and over
He's a
again. And
straight up deadly shooter. He was
Yep.
on one of the TNT sets, like in a full suit, and like walking on there, like, here you go, shot it, went in.
Bucket. Yeah,
Like, just right away, I'm like, that's a shooter.
yeah, bro. If you're
I'm
burying,
in the gym, I'm open.
if you're burying shots in tuxes, like you flat out shoot it. I mean, 'cause especially like a good fit. Like even if you went to a shitty tailor and it's loose,
Yeah.
different story. But if you got a good fit, and you're burying, woo.
He's one of those guys too. He walks in the gym, I'm open.
Yeah.
Right.
Frank saying 40-45 wins.
Hilltoppers.
And Chrome saying, how you guys feeling about Ilyasova coming back?
I like it.
Love it.
Cutting Booker loose.
I mean, he gives another guy that's going to produce, which Booker wasn't. But I'm not an Ilyasova guy. I wasn't the first time around.
Veteran presence that knows how to win.
Sure.
I think that's what he's there for.
Sure.
He's not there for his numbers.
It's for some scoring off the bench.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Shooting.
Well, scoring
and-
and
and-
defense off the bench.
Well, everybody, it seems like we go and we
takes
get
all
them
them
to shoot,
charges.
or all of a sudden can't shoot anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Bellinelli was shooting real well before he came here. All of a sudden Bellinelli can't shoot. Like, when did you stop shooting? I'd be like, all year, all you did was shoot. Now, so you come here, you can't shoot anymore. Like, what is the deal?
I will-
We can't cover the
He was
three.
all right.
and we can't make
Ilyasova
threes.
shot good here last year.
Oh, no, Ilyasova did.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I know.
Bellinelli.
Yeah.
I'm
Bell-
scared he's going to come here. and not shoot.
Bellinelli was crazy last night because he comes out and he's on fire, and then all of a sudden it was like he hit a wall.
Well, both of them are the same guy.
He had 2 threes in the fourth, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
That's what's concerning about both of them is that they're other guys. They walk in the gym and they always think they're open.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a road coach situation too. You got 3 guys on this basketball team. You got to worry about shot selection moving forward.
That might be 4.
Erzon's never not open, right?
He
Hot or
just
cold.
jacks.
It,
He does check.
It might
Bellinelli's
be 4.
a jacker.
It might be Ersan, Bellinelli, Rocco, JJ.
JJ looks like
I trust JJ, though.
JJ looks like a choir boy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Dario.
he's clean in this
And
situation.
thank God TLC doesn't see the light of
Oh,
fire
my
anymore.
God.
Because that's another guy just like,
I hated
Oh my
him
God!
so
Now
much.
you put all these guys around him that are never not open. Oh my God! That guy will be playing overseas in a year and a half, just jacking, and be like, "Oh my God, TLC's dropped 45."
he'll be
tonight."
like the Patty Mills.
Boom,
He'll
boom.
be the Patty
Yeah,
Mills.
against LaMelo. All right.
He'll go to San Antonio. He'll become the next Patty Mills.
Oh yeah. Patty Mills is always open too.
Yeah.
But Patty Mills is good. We got a lot more flying in. Bob Hartman. Same argument was made for AI2, near top of the league in steals, so
Yeah,
he must
I
be
was-
a good
yeah.
defender. Sean Spielman, Ben Simmons got soft. Dario ran the play.
What?
Redick has to knock that down. He had 5 fucking turnovers as a shooting guard. I don't know if Ben got soft. I'm not buying into the
I
soft.
don't see the soft part.
Like, do I want him to go and bury both them free throws? Yeah, but if that's what you're talking about, softness, like I'm not buying into that
He
one.
just hit 2 free throws last week to win the
And
game.
that
So
was-
I don't.
That was my argument the other night. Yeah, you're right. Or last night.
And the first one wasn't a brick. I mean, he just rolled off on it.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll tell you what, to his credit, I like what he's done with the free throws, where he's kind of taken the approach of, if I get it on the rim with touch, chances are it's going to go down. Like, he's not stepping to the line and just trying to, like, you know, I'm either going to bury it or I'm going to brick it. He actually has an idea of what he's doing.
Beginning
when
of the
he
year,
goes
he
to-
was really stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now it's like he's loose and there's touch and he's just like, let me get it onto the rim and let the ball do the work. And he had one that fell out on him.
Stiff's a great word.
It was.
It's like him trying to get in that freaking Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like, he was real stiff early on, and now he's a little looser and a little cleaner. And like I said last night, I mean, I want him in them situations, make or miss. Like, if anybody had misconceptions on being on Broad Street this year, I mean,
Yeah.
go get a fucking clue.
And-
Right.
Let me buy you a
You said that last
clue.
night. I like that point. People, like, they get so carried away with the Eagles Super Bowl. It's like, It's not the Sixers. Like a
That-
couple years it will be, but not yet.
Yeah, we're going to rush the process instead of just like enjoying these kids playing good basketball and us getting playoff basketball back.
Right.
And like Rob said, like in no means is us losing a playoff series a disappointment. Sure. Like it will be in the moment, of course, because we're diehards. But at the grand scheme of things, it's a young team, and they're only going to get better.
I was pissed off for 5 minutes after loss, and I'm like, like whatever. But I go in that group and just laugh. Like the overreactions are so funny. They're such emotional posters.
Wade hit that.
Emotional posters.
Wade hit
Should
the
be
shot.
a show.
I did.
We should do a show.
I went after the NBA. I ain't gonna lie. Last night, after with the D Wade foul, with the special D Wade foul.
But you were right.
But the one thing you got to remember too is in that situation where he's fouled,
You're going to crush that entire bag.
that's why I got 2 bags. No other team or player makes that foul in that position. Wait.
Oh my! So there was this dude Kevin in that group, and he swore they were going to foul in a tie game. I'm like, when has that ever happened in the NBA? He's like, oh no, I knew it was coming.
Not 90 feet from the basket.
Right.
When they cross half court and maybe they get into a set, then yeah, you might see a foul or the hack and bend come. But only D Wade in that situation fouls 90 feet from the basket.
It's
Like-
because
like
he's the only
only
one
that.
that can get away with it.
Only that because he's been around forever. He's like as old as Brett Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to think that like that D Wade outsmarted him. No, he outsmarted the whole league because no one else does that until they cross half court.
Well, D-Wade was at the free throw line before that, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly, the Spoelstra told him if you miss one, then foul him. Not, I guess D-Wade didn't hear him correctly. I read
All
that.
right, so
somewhere.
they're even worse.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah.
TTP Ballin wrote a communist manifesto, but go ahead. I'll get to it.
Daniel Bakely, Kawhi is greater than LeBron if we were able to get one of the two.
There was a thing on Pardon the Interruption about who's that dude that follows LeBron around?
Brian Windhorst.
Yeah. Talking about is Philly a legit option for LeBron, and then they went into talking about Kawhi, and they were saying how like we'd have the ammunition to like trade for Kawhi and then sign LeBron.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
that we do.
I mean,
I don't do anything until I see Kawhi back on the court.
I'll go after the freak instead.
That's the legit. We do have that ammunition. Thank you, Hinkie.
you have to pay a shit ton of a luxury tax, but
Oh well.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's
in
being
this
the Warriors. That starting lineup would be insane.
Yeah. I mean, I think system fit, yes, Kawhi over LeBron, but I don't know if it's pure basketball player. Hell no.
Daniel saying he loves LeBron, but he doesn't see him here long if we were to get him. But I don't think his career is much longer either. I know he's playing at a high level, but I mean, are we expecting this guy to be playing into his 40s?
I don't think he's gonna be like Tom Brady like that. I think 37, 38 he'll start slowing down.
Slowing
Well,
down.
Which is in 2
Somewhat.
years.
You ready for this, then? Because this
2 years.
addresses exactly what you're talking about. TTP Ballin says, I want LeBron's talent, but hear me out. LeBron's going to want to go somewhere to finish out his career. He's also going to want max money, meaning a 2-year LeBron deal is not an option. 4 years down the line, which is the minimum amount of years he'd go for, I'm not trying to pay big bucks for a 37-year-old guy when our focus needs to be on securing Ben and Dario and possibly Fultz. And on the topic of shooting, if we break the bank for Bron, who's going to shoot the ball? And then he says, sorry for my essay. I'm like, dude, you make great points all the way through.
Great point.
Well, the young guys would hold him up a little bit more. I mean,
Let me ask you a question. Give you a couple names instead of LeBron. All right? Just tell me, would you take this guy over LeBron and consider age, and let's consider everything in this. Kevin Durant.
yeah, usually, yeah.
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 That's
You good
been my,
there?
that's
No-
been my
no
target
brainer.
since
We good.
I said it last night. My target since the process started was Durant.
Then that's a sniper, right?
Yeah.
That's a killer.
Oh my God.
Okay? Freak.
Him on this team would be sick.
Yes.
Freak.
Yeah.
Good there, right?
That'd be interesting. But, I mean,
Although-
that's kind of the same as LeBron. That'd be interesting with the ball handling him and Simmons.
Oh, just young. Just younger. So I'm thinking in, like, the age that I'll take him over LeBron just
Yeah.
because he's younger. And
Yeah.
I'm set up for
All right,
longevity.
I'm going to say yes to Freak, but I think Freak needs a little more body of work as well.
No,
If you take him on potential.
I'm taking on potential and age because
'Cause
I'm
he-
looking to continue.
He had like a wide open, I don't want to say wide open, but an open 10-foot fall away last night to win that game, and he chumped it.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's young guy.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, I gotta think of some that are up.
You only
Okay.
had 2 in
Paul
your head?
George.
Kawhi. No, Paul. Yeah.
Paul
okay.
George is so interesting. Like, I'd love him on this team. But, like, over LeBron, I don't know.
I would take LeBron over Paul George. For
Yeah.
me. Paul George doesn't do as much. For
Paul
me.
George doesn't do it for me.
Not,
I mean, if
not
it's
the same guy he used to be.
no, it's not.
Porzingis.
Absolutely not.
No. I mean,
Could you imagine, though, a 7-footer playing the 3? Which he could.
well,
he
I would
could
just bring
do.
I would just bring Dario off the bench and have him start at the 4.
You'll take LeBron?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a Porzingis.
Kawhi.
I'm not a Porzingis guy.
Kawhi.
Yeah.
Was it Kawhi over LeBron?
Yes.
Well, like he said, if he proves he's healthy first.
MCAM says Anthony Davis
Over LeBron?
over LeBron. I take Davis.
I'm good.
It's a different situation. It's a different position.
I don't know. I'm good.
So-
I'm good. I don't know. Something about him and Boogie don't do it for me. I don't know what it is. He's
It's
special.
the unibrow.
He's special. He's ridiculous.
Well, you're talking about shooting there, like
he just doesn't. I don't know.
it would be the same thing in New
How?
Orleans. I mean, him and Boogie down there. I mean, they need shooters. They need wings. How would we have money for that if we had?
I mean, we're just tossing names around. I mean, they're
Yeah,
not.
I
They're
know.
not,
I know,
They're
I
not
know.
all going to work
I
with the
know.
money. I actually think Davis is an intriguing name because I think,
Here's the Twin Towers.
yeah, I mean, because
But I mean, him and Embiid will be sick.
right, because you could start him at the 4, move Dario to the 3, and I think there'd be plenty to go around between him and Embiid.
The problem is
I think Boogie's the problem down there.
I just think.
Boogie's never won anywhere. He's
but
a great
Boogie's
player,
also
but
never
he-
had a team.
Yeah, but he's a great player, but he doesn't elevate people around him.
Devin
My
Booker.
opinion.
Daniel Baker says Devin Booker.
Over LeBron.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm going there.
I'll go there.
Yeah.
But again, that's
We
another,
all have like the weird guilty smiles on our face too. We're like,
Devin
like
Booker would be sick.
Devin-
Oh
Devin
my
Booker,
God.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. What do you want? To me, I want a sniper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want a guy who can score on his. Not that LeBron can't score on his own, but like I need a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the most dominant big man in basketball, and I need to surround him with guys who can flat out eat your goddamn fucking lunch. That's what I need. I need that surrounding him, and that's going to make him so much better. It just will. Like, look how much better he is just this year when you can spread the court a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about there's that much spread to go around.
But
Like,
that's
it's not a
why
buffet spread. It's like half a table spread. Like we had. Like we got a half a table spread. Like we didn't go full on like full buffet. We're like, oh, we're gonna do like a fucking brunch buffet. You know what I mean? So it's like half.
Like,
That's what we have shooters wise.
A realistic option like Leonard, if you traded for him, like that would take so many of the double teams away from Embiid, and like you're saying, he would be so much better.
I love Kawhi.
I think Devin Booker's like it's like the underrated hot chick that no guy really would admit to wanting to date, but all of a sudden when push comes to shove, oh yeah, I'm dating that
Oh,
girl.
I'll date it. Yeah.
I'm dating.
How
that
old is he?
girl.
Like 22? Like he's in.
Yeah,
He's
really
young.
freaking
Yeah,
young.
maybe,
Like,
maybe 24, maybe.
He's a baby.
no, I think he's younger than that.
Got a
You
lot,
know,
he's
no,
got
it
a
says if
lot
he-
of good years.
AD doesn't do it for me just because I swear I feel like it's all hollow. I don't know why. Like when you watch it play, it doesn't look hollow, but I just feel like a lot of them numbers are hollow to me. Like you can drop 40 in a loss. Like anybody, to me, any guy who drops 40 in a loss, I gotta look at you in the mirror, right? You know what I mean? Because like I'm used to growing up and a guy drops 40 and his team wins a basketball game. You know what I mean? And now it's more you see like guy will drop 45, team loses. Like how did you just drop 45?
They are in
And
the
you're-
West.
And you're. It's just, I know where he's at.
No,
but
I'm just saying,
There's
like-
teams out playing. There's teams better than them in the
No,
West
you're
that
right.
shouldn't be. There's teams. Like, is Denver better than them? They shouldn't be better
No.
than them. They shouldn't be better than them.
Any team with Wilson Chandler on it is not better.
You know what I
than
mean? There's teams that are
Embiid.
better than
Yeah,
them.
so J Hot 24/7 has a problem with Brett.
Oh, my God.
Says I'm on cloud nine about the
Hottie.
Eagles, but he says, but how many blown losses? And last night he doesn't even foul the Heat with 27 seconds left. And he waits till Wade gets in 3-point territory and then fouls him, so giving him
Hold on,
three
can I
shots.
stop that right
Well,
there?
Well, I was going to address
Does he
that. But go
play?
ahead.
Is he D'ing up? I'm sorry. Is he D'ing up on the court? Like, he's supposed to foul in that situation. You know, I love this. I love this fucking narrative. Because I've heard Brett Brown back in the day, right, early on this year, when people said JoJo was never under the basket. I've heard Brett Brown on telecast yelling, Joe, get under the basket.
Yeah.
Joe, get under the basket. But people out there, because not Jay Hot, because I like you Hot, but people out there on this one were like, Brett Brown's got to tell him to get under the basket. He's telling them every possession. You know what I mean? He's telling them every possession. But
Sometimes
that,
some defenses
that doesn't fly.
just close it.
Well, but
You
here's
can't
the
always
thing.
get down there.
If you want to question, like, why didn't they take the foul earlier? Okay, fine. You could question that. I wouldn't take the foul. But to say that they fouled him to give him 3 shots, no, he put up a 3 and missed, and Dario stumbled on the run out, winds up falling into his hip. Any other player in the league, other than D. Wade and maybe 5 other guys, they don't get that call because it didn't affect the shot whatsoever. It's on the follow-through.
Yeah.
Dario stumbles, falls in, bumps him on the hip. All of a sudden, the hand goes up. The whistle blows. That, to me, To me, that was just another in a long string of BS calls that happened in the second half of that game last night.
It goes back to
Brett plays defense,
a
Dan.
couple years ago, or not even up to this
Sorry,
year.
Jay-Hot, we had to hit you
Where,
on that one.
where everyone wants to complain about is out of bounds and this and that.
Yeah.
I've coached high school
Out of
basketball,
bounds
right?
plays. I love it.
Whatever-
I love the out of
whatever-
Brett's out of bounds plays are really good.
Yo, I love the out of bounds narrative.
No, but I'm just
I love
saying,
the out of bounds
but
one.
I'm just saying it goes into like this, like, oh, you could draw, like even last night, that end of play. The play was supposed to go to Joe in the post from out of bounds. It was obviously covered.
Yeah, they
so what do you
collapsed
do? You improvise.
Yeah.
You can tell anybody in a huddle, go out and do this. They walk 3 feet away from you, and then you hear them go, yo, what are we supposed to do? Like, this happens at every level of
Right.
basketball. It doesn't matter that it's the NBA.
Yeah, look at him with the Adidas pullover on and talking about coaching basketball. Tell me he doesn't look like Bob Huggins sitting there.
What up,
Give me
Bobby?
a stool.
You do. You look
Give me
like
a stool.
You look like
Huggy
Bobby
Bear.
Huggins sitting
What
there.
up, Huggy
Stool.
Bear?
Let's go. But no, it's
You
just
get ready to draw it up.
Brett could draw up the greatest inbounds or the greatest out of timeout plays of all time.
If they cover it, they cover it.
But in the last few years, they've had no talent to make that happen. And this year, when you do have talent, obviously the defense gears up a little bit for you.
So the question I want to ask you guys is the one that you and I kind of went back and forth on a little bit last night. We've seen at various times where late in the game like that, they won't pull Ben out of the game, but they'll put the ball in TJ's hands, have Ben run off the ball because you don't want to lose his ability to rebound. You don't want to lose his ability to score down low. You don't want to lose his ability to create. But in terms of bringing the ball up the floor, you take away the whole hack-a-Ben by putting the ball in TJ's hands. I'm actually a proponent of that, but I know you're not because you want the ball in Ben's hands. So, like, how do you guys
He
feel
has to
about
learn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm right here with it. Go ahead, Danny.
No, I mean, that's all I was going to say.
Cool.
He came in hot. That was
Yeah,
it.
He does.
good.
He comes
I
in
love
hot, but it's like a burst.
I love it.
So, like, he's got to learn.
And then
Anything else? Nope,
we'll
I'm
just
good.
capitalize over it. We'll just continue on with it. But no, I mean, I want him to be in them spots. I want him to learn what it's like to miss them shots, what it's like in the Chicago to bury them shots, and be in that position as much as you can at 21 years old.
Yeah.
Be in tough spots that are going to prepare you for tough spots in game-winning shots, in big possessions in the fourth quarter, whatever it is. I think it's going to make you stronger. And does TJ probably hit both? Maybe.
I
We
think
don't know.
Well, I
You know?
think if it's TJ bringing the ball up the floor, they don't even foul.
Look, if this continues for like 2 more years, then at some point, then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
the experiment of trying to get it better is over.
Well,
but right now,
that's what I was just going to say. I think this year's going to really help him. Next year, I think he'll be at 65, 70% from the line, maybe, hopefully. But, yeah.
My issue with this is TJ's in the game, who's out? You know what
Rocco.
I mean? Right, but as I alluded to earlier,
No, Reddick.
you don't take your best shooter
No,
off
you don't
the
take
floor.
you don't take the shooter off the floor.
You know, and as I alluded earlier, Brown has a defensive eye for Rocco, whether we see it or not. It's
But could you in that stretch though, when you know but you know there's going to be a timeout after the basket, could you go offense defense substitution?
oh, you could.
did Brett Brown say that?
Yeah, he did.
Jesus Christ! I mean, he's really just Puffer ran him up, right?
Well, I just
mean,
yeah, because
he's
I think
really
Yeah,
just-
you
he's
got to
really-
build him up, or else you're not going to be able to trade that
well,
contract.
I know. You got to talk about
You know,
radius.
but-
We did that before too with Ja, right? And then we just traded the only piece that we traded away for Ja.
no,
Or
we didn't
sorry,
trade it. We just
we
let him
just
go.
got it. We
Sorry,
just-
it's pretty much like
see ya.
Okafor and Stauskas for Bellinelli and Ilyasova. That's an upgrade to me.
That's a great way to look at it, and I'm on board.
That's what it is. People
No,
want
no,
to
you're-
want to discredit BC. Like, oh, he's not the greatest, but people just hate him for no
We'll
reason.
discredit
No, he
BC
sucks.
all day on this program.
He sucks.
I don't know.
What has Toronto ever won? And I'm still waiting.
And I'll
I'm not, I didn't say
And
he
I'll
was
wait.
great.
And I'll
I didn't
wait.
say he was great. I just think he's not as bad as people make him out to be. Like they're just so butthurt that Hinkie got fired or ran out of whatever. I mean, I like Hinkie, but I don't know.
Well, here you
Well,
go.
see, Hinkie wasn't run by the NBA, which anybody with the last name of Colangelo is a puppet for the NBA.
TTP Ballin says, I know Ben isn't comfortable shooting from range, but I would love to see him pull up from the top of the key just once. Airball or not, I don't care. Just shoot it. For me, Justin Winslow was playing 8 feet off of him, and I like that. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben just stop and jack up a couple jumpers every game.
Yeah, sooner than later.
He's got to do it every, and it's got to be more than once. But I agree with the premise. It's got to start happening because it's going to open up the drive game a little bit more.
Yeah.
And he, hold on, he added, Ja just, in quotes, Ja just needs a fresh start and better situation.
Wow.
He's damn near benched with Brooklyn.
Well, Brooklyn's not a
LMAO.
better situation.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I mean, it's a fresh start, not a better situation.
All right, but if he can't get on the floor at Brooklyn, what the hell does that tell you?
Well,
He just sucks.
the Brooklyn Nets, that's what I tell you.
Jim,
Hey, he sucks. He'll never be anything.
Jim Shingleton, if LeBron comes here, it's to win a chip, not to be here to finish his career.
True
and that's
story.
100% okay. What else we got here?
What, Greg?
No. I want to make 2 quick points. One, back to your point about the Simmons having the ball. I go back to Iguodala a couple years ago. Remember when he missed those free throws in the playoffs, and everyone got on him, and then he came back the next year and made the free throws that got us to the playoffs,
Right.
or won a series. I forget the scenario.
Beat the Bulls.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I think of, like, Ben. Like, that's going to eat at him. And to your point, Dan, he is a lot better than he was earlier in the year.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about Sunday, him running over to the practice facility after games and just shooting earlier
and,
on
and,
in the
he,
year.
and he buried the ones in Chicago to win the game. And yeah, we just missed it. But I want him in that situation. He's got to learn to take over, and it's got to be him. And then to the LeBron point, I'm so nervous about it because you know he comes with his guys. And what is this thing going to look like when he leaves in 2 years? It's going to look like Cleveland's going to look like next year. Which is
far. You mean
scrap.
you have Embiid,
I don't know, though,
Simmons.
because, go ahead, Dan, because you took the words right out of my mouth. Go for it.
Well, he's here to win championships. I think you got to tell him, you got to slim down. If he doesn't like it, then he doesn't have to sign here. He's not going to play GM. He didn't play.
Then
GM.
I'm all for it.
He didn't play GM down in Miami. I mean, yeah, I know he left, but whatever.
No, he played coach in Miami.
All right, well,
No, but you're right.
But you're right, yeah.
Bob Hartman, the LeBron thing has me torn. How could you not want Slam Magazine second greatest of all time
Him in that list. I love you, Bobby. I love you.
on your team? But then look at what LeBron does to a team. Between the coach LeBron you get and the GM LeBron you get along with
he's
the
not
player.
going to come here and play GM.
Look at what Miami was left with when he left, and look at what Cleveland will be when he leaves after this season. So what Greg was just saying, Jim Shingleton, Booker's a solid player. He just looks better on that atrocious Phoenix team.
True.
Maybe he does look better, but he still can flat out score it.
You shoot the ball.
Yeah, Rob Brinkman.
Put up 48 against us earlier this year.
yeah.
Rob Brinkman, Booker over Clay? Question mark. Come on, man. It's not fantasy basketball. Clay is such a complete player. Yeah, I take Clay over.
Oh,
Booker.
there's no
easily,
doubt.
yeah.
We didn't bring him. We didn't bring him
Clay's a
up.
free agent, what?
We didn't mention Clay.
2019?
Chad Holston said, yeah, what about Clay next year? He's a free agent.
Back to bring Struck up.
Freaking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to bring Struck up.
So we go with him over LeBron?
Yes.
Me too. I'm good there.
and you can still, like,
Not that he's better than
Say-
LeBron.
all right.
No, he's
Like,
not a
I'm
better
not- yeah,
player.
yeah,
this goes back to the luxury tax thing. You say you trade for Kawhi, then sign Clay. I mean,
Yeah.
What-
that would be
CJ McCollum?
sick.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
what about either of the guards in Portland?
Well, Lillard's a no-brainer to me, but I like
But
McCollum
Lillard's
better.
more of a
Yeah,
point.
I like McCollum better because he can go without the basketball. That's what we need. I need
Yeah.
a guy that can be the same guy he is without the ball in his hands. Because remember, the number one pick in the draft is going to come back. He's not going forever. You know what I mean? He might be on a couch similar to this, but he's not going forever. He'll be back, and he'll fucking flat out drop 20 a night on people and be like, oh, Markel's good. I mean, I'll roast Markel all day. I'm allowed to. That's family talk because I loved him from day one, so I can
Me too.
roast. You know what I mean?
I
When you
laugh
roast
at all. I
somebody,
laugh
you
at all the people that talk shit on him. I'm like, all right, please don't be up his ass next year.
Yeah, like don't. Like I'll roast them and like, having fun. Like
I have
you know,
at least 50 screenshots of people like just talking. It's so funny.
I'm going to let you take that one at the bottom there because I know how much you'll love it.
TTP. Skip Bayless says he doesn't see drive in Ben Simmons. Has anything intelligent ever come out of this man's mouth?
Wow.
I love when we go off of things off of body language. We're back to the body language game, people.
The
We're
laid-back
back-
guy. Who
yeah,
cares?
We're back to 5.
He
not
doesn't
being
have
good enough.
drive.
Because 5 was never good enough either, right? Because of perception. Perception doesn't drive me, man. What does the guy do on the basketball court? The kid's special. He's special. Now, to me, is he as good as JoJo? And will he ever be as good as JoJo? Hell no. Let me clear that up for the people. He'll never be impactful and as dominant as Joel
As
Embiid
long as
can be.
Embiid stays healthy, I think he's going to go down as an all-time
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It sounds crazy, but
It's not crazy.
like you're seeing
It's not crazy. Keep saying it, Dan. It's not crazy.
you're seeing the baby steps of it.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you can drop 30 in like 28 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
and not just like the hollow 30. Like, no, this is a real 30. This is to help my team win a basketball.
And he'll only
30.
do it on like 13 attempts too, because he
It's
gets to the line
ridiculous.
so much.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
it goes,
so efficient. It goes to Hinky's
Yeah.
analytics. Like, I
Right.
know Greg was big into Hinky. I like Sammy, but he went back to winning inside out again. Like this game got so far away from that, from what we grew up with, more so than you, Dan, is that we grew up with the big men winning championships and two guards signing
Malone.
shoe deals, right? I mean, two guards signing shoe deals unless you were Mike and you were the greatest of all time. Everybody else, it was big men won chips.
Yep.
In the 90s, it was Hakeem, right? I mean, the Showtime Lakers were still big.
Oh, yeah.
Your point guard was 6'11" or 6'10", whatever he was. So like Hakeem, Shaq, Shaq's dominance with the
Alonzo.
Alonzo.
Shaq with the Heat. That was 06.
Shaq with the Heat.
Fellas,
Lakers, the whole nine.
Let's play a game real quick.
Yeah, we're not for a game.
So
I love games.
I will give you the opponent. You tell me, can the Sixers beat them in a first-round series?
Oh, let's talk about it like our man
all
Dion
right,
likes
all
to
right.
say.
I like it.
You like it?
Hold on, let
Yeah.
me get Dion. Did I miss Dion's thing before we go to
Dion, what are you drinking tonight, brother?
What are you drinking?
I bet he's drinking a 90-minute IPA.
PBR.
Dion said, I want to
Oh,
see
if
Markel.
he is, I'm in.
He wants to say, I want to see Markel, Joel, Simmons, and LeBron. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm not mad.
All right, Danny. Your team is, I'll just come out hot to you right away, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
So I'm the Cavaliers.
No, I'm just,
Wait,
can
what?
the Sixers beat
Oh.
can the Sixers beat the Cavaliers in the first round series?
No. I think it'll go 6, though.
Okay. Greg, Raptors.
Yes.
Raptors right now
Sweet
are
revenge for
Raptors
the
right now are
Rat Face.
currently the #1 seed.
know.
I love where your head's at.
But I think same thing, like Anthony Davis and Boogie's number. They're a hollow. They're a regular season team. I think someone said
That's true. Lowry disappears in the playoffs.
They does.
Tom.
I think someone said on Sunday they're like the St. Louis Blues
of
of
the
the
NBA.
NBA.
Yeah. Tommy, Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I ain't no sorry about that. All right.
Dan helped guide me through that one because I was a little uncertain about the Wizards earlier.
Danny, back to you. Pacers.
Yeah. Well, they're tough because what the hell's his name? Miles Turner. He can D it up on Embiid a little bit, but I mean,
And Oladipo is a problem.
yeah.
Greg,
That one's tough. Maybe that would go 7, maybe.
Greg,
Either way.
Bucks.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
I think he can beat the Bucks.
I think they can too. Tommy, Celtics.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's go. Let's go.
Celtics
Let's
bother
go.
me. Celtics
Let's
bother
go.
me.
There was a big, long, pregnant pause there.
It was.
I like, let's
Pregnant. I
go.
can get me pregnant. The only guy, like the most fearful guy on that team, like I think my favorite player on that team, if I have like a player that I always like, I like Jalen Brown a lot. But they're deep, they're good, but Kyrie's a pussy.
Danny,
I don't know. They give us problems defensively. Or,
Hornets.
I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Just answer the question.
Yeah, obviously the Hornets blow. I mean, they're playing better of late, but
They could get in as an 8 seed. Last one.
we get into one.
Greg, Pistons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
we smacked
So
them.
so we don't think that they can beat
Cleveland.
Cleveland, and that's it. So the only team in the Eastern Conference that we don't think the Sixers could realistically beat in the first round is Cleveland. Am I hearing that correctly?
Correct.
Yeah.
LeBron just goes into another mode.
I love it. I don't think they could beat Boston. I'm on board with the rest of it. And in fact, I would love to see a Sixers-Toronto first-round matchup because I think they will bitch slap Toronto and show them to be the frauds that they are. #1 seed my ass. 42 wins. Hollow.
Nick Reed says, still Super Bowl high, fly Eagles fly. Hell yeah, Nick.
Hell yeah, Nick.
Jim Shingleton, Ben is his guy. He doesn't have to bring a whole team with him. Talking about LeBron.
Yeah, you say that.
You're making that point saying, oh, what was left in Miami or Cleveland when he left, but they didn't have 2 franchise guys already. Like we'll still have Embiid and Simmons. People are always going to want to come here as long as we have them too. Yeah. So
I agree with that.
I don't think it'll never be messed up. And then
Right, but I guess what I was more getting at is if you're bringing LeBron in, then you might not have the money to re-sign Dario. You know what I mean? Once Fultz's contract is up, he might, be gone. Just because of that contract is going to
BC's like I told you.
Is going to stifle you from going out and continue to build what you've done before.
It's
yeah,
signed.
son.
It's signed. He's back.
My guy.
I just want to punch Colangelo in the face.
Me too. Hate the face guy.
I'll shake Ersan's hand and I'll just
jab.
Quick jab off BC.
Daniel Bakley, do you think Hayward comes back
No.
on March 14th for the Celtics?
I don't.
I want it.
No,
They invested too much money into him to rush that back.
I think he's out for the year.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Baseball's a tough sport, man. Plus your conditioning, like he's not.
And he's posting photos, just smoking Chad Ochocinco's cigars line. You know what I mean? He's liking this injured life.
Oh, injured life in the NBA is a great life.
Getting paid to
Yes.
do nothing.
It's the greatest life in the world. Injured life, like
a lot of money.
Getting paid buttloads to just sit there and be
I mean, granted, the guy wants to be on the court, but
sure.
do you though? I mean, like, it's not like
does
That's a good
Markel
life. How much
really
is he getting a year?
it's not his third year in the league. Like, at some point you're like, you know what? It's fine.
Maybe
Like,
start-
part of me wants to be out there, but
maybe start a family. Now that I have time, I don't have to travel.
but this whole thing now is disturbing because we wanted him here in the worst way.
yeah, I do love
And
Gordon
now,
Hayward.
and now
Yeah,
he's
I
not
would've
here,
taken him.
so we're questioning his desire to come back from an injury.
Just because
It would have fit in fine with us.
it's more our desire to come back from an injury
It's
than
like-
it is his.
It's like we're such homers. Like if you're not on our team, we'll question everything about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Like, I noticed where I seen him in the Dominican last week. How much does he really care about the Celtics?
He's on a beach with his girl. He's good.
Start a
going.
family.
Start a family.
Baby making time.
Uh-oh.
That's what happens on injured life.
Oh, that's funny.
Injured life.
So, do we think, just based on where we are with the win totals and who we think they can and can't beat in a first-round matchup, are we putting this team through to the second round if they play anybody other than Cleveland?
To me, they get through. They get through one.
Greg?
As much as I want to say I just want to put them through, you also have to see how they're either playing or limping into the
Can I do
final.
this? Can I do this? I think they go to East Conference Finals.
You do.
I think they go to Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh!
If the big man's healthy and there's no back-to-back issues, obviously in playoff basketball, they're going to Eastern fucking Conference Finals. Screenshot that comment right now. Screenshot that. Somebody out there, they're going to Eastern Conference Finals.
Wilson rip in 3, 2.
He can rip all he wants. Joel Embiid is the best big man in basketball. Big men win championships. I ain't talking broad. I'm saying that they're going to Eastern Conference Finals. That's the way this is going to work.
I'll sign up for that.
This is the way this is going to freaking work. And I just know how this city works. I know how this freaking city works. I've been around it too long because Brett Brown can't coach. They're going to Eastern Conference Finals. Write it down. Book it. Book it. Book it.
They go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Do we back off on BC the way we did Howie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get there. If Ersan hits like a big shot from the corner.
And Bellinelli fed him the ball.
Yeah.
It's like Ersan for 3 with an assist from Bellinelli. Yep, BC.
Bell actually had an extra look. Like, you know what I mean? He caught it and actually looked for somebody
He wasn't
open.
a black hole.
He caught it. He up-faked, let the guy do a flyby. He dishes it off.
Oh, no.
I love the guy. I do. I absolutely love the guy. He's a gunner, but I love him.
It's like I'm not saying they're doing this in the West. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm saying they're doing this in the East. We just sat here and said the only team they're not getting through in the first round, in our opinion, will be Cleveland, right? Or that they can't win a series against. So what the hell? How's that crazy talk? If we just all sat here and said they should be able to beat every one of these teams or can, then why not? Why not? Let's go.
I'm kind of like him, though. Like, I don't know, Boston scares me a little bit.
No, listen, they should scare us a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm basing this off of JoJo going flat out off for 2 series.
I hope.
Yeah.
Just going off.
No back-to-backs. He can ramp up.
Well, the folks on Yahoo, in the Yahoo chat, are basically saying
Or YouTube.
yeah, I'm sorry. YouTube, Yahoo. You did
same.
you and why.
Yahoo.
Everybody in the YouTube chat basically agrees that no Cavs, and then a couple of them are saying no Boston. But, pretty much everyone else, yes Wiz, yes Bucks, yes Raptors, which, is there anybody right now that doesn't think the Raptors are complete pretenders even with 42 wins?
Brian Colangelo.
Well, yeah, because he built the team.
I'm not going to go as far as that. I don't think they're like big-time pretenders. They're dangerous. They say they're not dangerous at all.
DeRozan,
just because they haven't.
can score.
Just because they haven't.
DeRozan's filthy.
Just because they haven't
I love
gotten
DeRozan.
it done in the postseason to me doesn't mean they will never get it done in the postseason.
True.
You know, we can only go off of what we've seen. And they have never got it done in the postseason. Doesn't mean that them two can't go off and Lowry doesn't have a good postseason and they win a round or two. I'm not saying they're an Eastern Conference power.
Right.
And that's what you're going to get outside of Cleveland.
And Eastern Conference powers are wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, they're not a West top
But,
three.
Remember when the Hawks won 60 games a couple years ago?
Yeah, that was fun.
Think of
Oh,
going
no, you're not going no further.
Think of going into the year. You figured Toronto was going to be a 3 seed.
Yeah.
Because you figured Boston, Cleveland would be the
Well,
top there.
The top two, yeah.
And so, and Cleveland's struggles. So you're like, all right, that's one reason why Toronto's there, is because Cleveland's not normally Cleveland. And Boston with Hayward out, they've struggled a little bit. So, I do kind of think they're frauds.
Fraudulent. I'll just throw it out there. I do. And I love Kyle Lowry going all the way back to the Villanova days. I have a real nice appreciation for DeMar DeRozan. There's not another guy on that team that does anything for me. Seriously.
I probably couldn't name another guy on the team.
Me either. Deion Brown, my
or
bad.
maybe Valanciunas, just because we posted the video a couple of days ago. That's about it.
Valanciunas?
He's a big boy.
CJ Miles can light it up when he's on.
Yeah.
If he wasn't out drinking the night before.
So can Rocco. My bad stepped away, Deion Brown saying, for a quick beer.
What are you drinking? Come on, Deion, fill us in.
He said, Boston does scare me a bit, only if Embiid is not on the floor. And Daniel Bakley said Valanciunas is soft. And Bob Hartman asked Deion what brown he's drinking. What beer he's drinking.
See, that's the best thing. Everybody wants to know what Deion's drinking.
Hope you're not drinking brown.
If he's got PBR, they better be pounders. That's all I'm going to say is if he's got PBR, they better be pounders.
I don't know what he has yet. We'll have to wait for confirmation. We'll wait to be confirmed there.
May come during the break, but go ahead.
So with the videos now being posted of Fultz looking a little better, what is your guys' thoughts on sending him to the G League and getting some run where maybe the pressure's not as high, the lights aren't so bright? I had a conversation centered around our agree to disagree post the other day with Markel, one of my guys I went to high school with. And he like me, wasn't initially a Fultz guy, especially at 3, but when you traded up and he understood that was the pick. But then, we went back and forth on how, we think maybe he's sitting in the G League to get his juices back flowing and some competition might do the kid good.
It's amazing how quickly it flips on him from day to day, week to week. Because we sat here last week, off the air before the show, and we were talking about, do you just send him away for the rest of the season and say, come back next year, start over? And now we're like, oh, do we send him to the G League?
I said I wouldn't. You can't make him feel excluded. He's part of the team.
But now we're like, oh, do you send him to the G League and get him some run?
I don't think they do that because if he goes and lights it up, people are gonna be like, oh, was he ever even injured? I just think they're gonna sit him for the rest of the year. I want him to come back because I was always high on the kid, but I don't think he's gonna play.
You could send him to the G League and just not recall him for the rest of the year. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
If he's looking good in practice, at some point it's got to get in a game situation. And if we're coming down the stretch and we're trying to lock in a playoff seed, I find it hard to believe that you're going to find minutes to work a kid in down the stretch.
That's why I don't see him coming back. Maybe if we were sucking, we only had 25 wins, maybe they would do it. But
these moves tell you probably not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
okay, but you're asking me what I do. I just need to see what I saw yesterday, and that answers my question. He's on the court. He would have been on the court last night.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Really? You want to be really? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay? I say, hey, boom, spin move, bucket. What are we waiting for now? Because the longer I leave the kid out, the more it gets up here as this continues to go on. What else do you
Some people were saying
what else do you need to see? You don't get smoother than that.
Some people were saying that him and Simmons don't fit, so they're trying to hold him out and groom him into a shooting guard. But I don't think that can't be the case because every single video is him shooting pull-up jumpers.
Yeah, bro, if they don't fit, then Colangelo should be taken out.
Right.
Taken out in a dark alley in South Philly. and somebody should
here's the thing.
I'm not going to go there, but somebody should maybe pull a little piece out and say hello.
Who cares if Ben's got to play point? Markel was a combo guard at Washington, and he ran off the ball in the entire summer league.
I'm not saying that's the legit thing, but it's just what someone said.
I'm just saying, to those people, who cares? I had no problem with this kid's jump shot in summer league. Whatever the hell happened between summer league and game 2 of the season, to me, is an absolute downright mystery. But I have no problem running this kid at the 2 guard as long as he's confident in jacking his shot up.
When it first happened, I was thinking maybe he got injured on his own, doing something dumb like a young kid would do. But now I don't know.
You mean like Madison Bumgarner falling off a motorcycle?
Yeah.
But still, for you, there's not even a week in the G League just to get his minutes up, to get his conditioning up. Tom, talking to you.
Yeah, go ahead again. Sorry.
No, I said, there's not even a week in the G League, 2 games to get his
For a number 1 overall pick of the draft.
But he hasn't played. So
I get that.
Conditioning-wise.
I get that, but I mean, how many minutes is he going to play? Yeah, I get that, but for the number 1 pick of the draft, I mean, I don't need to send you for work.
Yeah, but I just feel like he needs some game situation.
We'll see you in summer league next year.
If he's not playing the rest of the year, then that's fine. I'm just saying, to plug him in, even for a 5 to 10 minute run on an NBA team making a run at the playoffs, I just think it's hard to find minutes.
And you're right. I love how some of our folks pick up the lingo, though. Jimmy Chonga says, I know this is process talk, but I'd just like to say that the NFL Combine is overrated, in my opinion.
No question.
Yeah.
I still watch it.
TTP Ballin actually makes a great point.
I do
Tom,
agree,
I think
though,
it's so
Jimmy.
boring to watch.
He's coming at you with the jump shot. He says, something tells me that his set jump shot is not there. I think they're using the fluid motion turnaround jumper that he's comfortable with to build the upper body muscle memory that translates. Blame his personal trainer. They wanted to speed up his release, considering it was a concern coming out of college. It didn't work, and he effed up his shoulder in the process. Interesting. But you know what? Go to the first part of that, though, talking about the turnaround jumper with fluid motion to build up the muscle memory. I'll totally buy into that part of it. But I think if you're at that point where you have the ability to shoot that, okay, so maybe you're not shooting a pull-up or a catch and shoot jumper in the game, but you still should be able to get game action out of that. If not in the NBA, definitely in the G League.
Bob Hartman says, have any of the videos shown Fultz hitting shots from beyond the foul line? John Johnson is still reporting. It's been over a month now, and he's fine until he tries shooting beyond the foul line.
There was a video last Saturday. It wasn't a 3-pointer, but it was behind the free throw line. It was like where the circle is.
All right,
it was behind
was
there.
he moving?
The video last night
was a pull-up jumper.
Video last night was 16, 18 feet.
It looked a little closer. It looked like just off the block.
I thought it was a little further.
It looked like you just off the block, to where if you just rolled the foul line. That's interesting, though, because all the videos you do see are more than likely him in that 15-foot range.
Yeah, but I think that's where he got a lot of buckets in college, though. I don't think he made as many long-distance shots as people want to make him out to be, and that kind of guy. Could he shoot it? Yeah, he could shoot it, but the guy had a real knack for getting to the bucket. More so, taking guys off the dribble. I saw a lot more of that watching Markelle Fultz than I necessarily saw him pulling up and burying. He 30
wasn't
footers.
Buddy Hield.
Yeah, it's just I think that's a misconception. He's a good shooter, not a great one.
But a lot of that also does come from the threat, as we see with Ben, the threat of being a shooter. You know what I mean? Ben doesn't shoot, and to the whoever made the point earlier, Justice Winslow is playing 10 feet off of him because he knows he's not going to.
But he knows he's not going to.
But the thing with me, though, with Ben is that's just a confidence issue. Because you see video of Ben standing behind the arc in an empty gym getting fed ball after ball after ball after ball, and it's just knock it down,
I saw him shooting in pregame last night.
Yeah.
I was watching the pregame at work, and
he
was shooting it. And I don't know if it went in, but they saw whatever videos hit they were doing. It was Ben behind the 3-point line just shooting a shot. I'm like.
He said the other day, I don't know who was interviewing him, but he said in order for this team to take the next level, I have to start shooting threes. And I agree with that. I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe it'll probably be next year, but I think it's just get the form down. Same thing with the. It's the same thing with the free throws. Once he gets his form down, I think he'll be be more comfortable.
Referencing the guy that you talked about earlier, Antetokounmpo. The freak, he couldn't shoot jumpers to save his life his rookie year, and now he shoots 38% from 3.
Yeah.
Neither could Kawhi.
And neither could Kawhi. So it can come. We just like to see it come a little faster because we think that if it's there, the team goes further.
And he's not a superstar, but Evan Turner was in the same boat, and he worked with Herb McGee here, and he's not even a superstar by any means, but he's still in the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that tells you the type of player that he's at least become is he's at least a serviceable pro that teams still want on the roster.
Right.
Deion Brown says, LOL, it's Wednesday. I grabbed the Sixer, a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
PBR, are they pounders? Are they pounders?
He said,
Come on, Deion.
He said, didn't feel like driving, so stepped around the corner to the local deli.
Yes.
I like it.
Where are we at? Joe Miller says, what's up, fellas? What up, Joe?
Joey.
Rob Lutman, trust the process equal we want LeBron. And Joe Miller, any player making multi-millions has to be able to shoot long shots on the court. No fucking question. Over time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And, like, he's
Well,
only
in that position.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a – I mean, Joe's and the big men these days are so skilled that that's just where the game is. But I wouldn't expect my 7'2" guy to be able to step away.
Well,
But
TTP says, Tom, on your point, Markelle can shoot, but I don't think he was ever really considered a shooter. He was a scorer. Highlights are deceiving. Ben even said he hates guarding Fultz in practice because of his ability to get to the rack. There you go.
That's what he can do. That was his thing that translated to the next level is he can get to the rack. Them kind of guys are usually successful, especially at the guard position because they're going to get fouled a lot.
Puts the ball in the basket.
Yeah. Deion Brown says, "Do you is Fultz a new coming of Evan Turner? Thoughts? I don't think so.
No.
yeah, I think he I think he rolls out of bed with more talent than Evan Turner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But who was it that just that
TTP
mentioned
balling.
the process part? No, maybe it was Rob Lutman. As much as I sit here and I don't want LeBron, that is the epitome of the process, though. To be able to go out and get a guy like that.
That would be max process.
That would be it. That would, you know what I mean? We talked during the year, finding a Rocco-like person. Now, he's obviously digressed from his contract. Finding that undrafted gem to become a serviceable pro and then being able to sign and lure potentially the –
Did he regress after his contract?
He did, but I also –
No. I wanted you to say that again.
He did.
Yeah, good.
I never –
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. There's freaking man crushes all over social media for a freaking average and below average basketball player. More than I've ever seen in my entire life. It's amazing. It's mind blowing.
Because he puts his hands in passing lanes.
Like it makes me want to smack myself in the mouth. Like the guy is average.
He'd be a good bench player though. Like if we do bring in like LeBron, whoever it is, I feel
Sure,
like
12 minutes a night. Maybe 8. Maybe even 4. Maybe even 4, Daddy. You go out and miss your first 2. Come back, have a seat with Daddy right here on the bench. Come on. Come out and see with Papa right here. I got a good spot for you the rest of the night. That's how it would be with that kind of guy. That kind of guy, if he doesn't make his first shot, come here. That's all. Come here. Come here, buddy. You want to go out? You know what I mean?
Here you go. He gets a 4-minute run. If he doesn't either drain a 3, block a shot, or make a steal,
Come have a seat. Come have a seat.
You're back here.
Love to have you. I think
pull
Earthside
him back.
needs some water, Rocco. Get him some water.
Pull him back.
Marco's struggling. Get him some water.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean that's just how the guy's just a guy like that wears thin on me. Like, you can't be like stroking and then get paid and then stop and then not be even like close to what you were and be downright awful. Like there's a difference between struggling. He is downright awful. It's atrocious. Like you talk about Mike Glennon, Robin Banks. I mean, so did Rocco. I mean, Rocco just bent the Sixers organization over and was just hammering.
By the way,
hammering.
you realize he's going to hit a big shot this playoffs to win a game or a series.
Who, Rocco?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'm still not going to like the guy.
I'm just saying, it's just the
I
way
started
it's
to grow on me, and then he lied to me. Like DeMarco Murray. It was like DeMarco Murray all over again. I was lied to.
Did he lie to you, or did BC lie to you?
They both did. He lied to me because he came out this season. I'm like, okay, all we need to do is play with some talent. Maybe he's a 3 and D guy. Yeah, good. And then he gets paid. So BC, part of the payment process here. Right?
3 and D until he crossed the I's and dotted the T's in the word Covington.
And he went on his Instagram. He went on the Sixers Instagram. And this is where I lost. I was like, I don't like this guy. He was like so blah. Like, bro, get him off of the camera. Get him off of the camera. Somebody get him away from it. He's ruining everything. Like he had nothing. He was just like reading comments. It's like no energy. It's like you just signed $60 million, genius. Can you have a little excitement?
Have a little energy.
Dan was better on the mic last week.
Whoa.
In his debut show, Dan was better on the mic last week than Rocco has ever been.
Ever been.
I thought I was pretty good last week.
That's what I'm saying.
Fine.
We're giving you the credit.
It drives me crazy, guys, like that. And, I know he had like a death of somebody close to him, and,
It throws you out of whack a little bit.
Yeah, I let that go for like a month. Like, oh, okay, we'll give you a month freebie on that one, whenever two. So it's like, how long, I mean, whatever long we are. I mean, it's been too long. That's not an excuse anymore. You still got to go and show up for work, and he hasn't been showing up for work. So you guys want to take a break and come back?
Yeah, we'll come back.
We'll do Phillies family talk, Sixers cap. I mean, Eagles cap. Sorry, Sixers cap's in great shape. We'll talk about a cap that's not in such great shape, the Eagles.
Not even a little.
When we come back.
Scary.
Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com. Segment was brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC. It's tax season. Our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Family Talk. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2DRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW of Atlantic City, Rolex 17 of the Parkway. Find them online, BMW of Atlantic City. mayormayor.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant.
Make 'em yours.
Find them on the web. GibsonMayor.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakovic, Dan McGuckin, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Starting the show off, talk a little 10-9-8. How many wins will the Sixers finish with this season? 40, 40 to 45, 46 to 50, more than 50. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. ATD Radio is where you can find us. Moving along, a little family talk, a little Phillies talk.
Going for a new sponsor deal now. Not only do we want Monster, we want Sour Patch Kids as well.
And might as well throw Wobble in there. That's where we get our Monsters and Sour Patch Kids. And my crack cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, Mellow Yellow.
Mellow Yellow.
We do buy crack from the local Wawas. That'll be a
I'll
good.
throw it out there a little bit.
Good seller. So it's
Every time you say Mellow Yellow, I just immediately think NASCAR.
That's fine.
And I'm good with that. So family talk.
Yeah. So Kapler, they had a little dinner with the kids, with the puppies. What else they do, Mike? You can talk about it a little bit with the
the people.
Phillies.
So
yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
the night before the Phillies' first squad workout, rather than Kapler taking time during that first day and going through and doing like a whole team meeting, lecture, motivational speech, whatever, the night before the first full squad workout, they basically had a party at a restaurant in Clearwater.
That's banging.
Yeah. And it was like the food was flowing, the alcohol was flowing. Kapler was like, he just put it out there.
Ripping off shirts.
And he said you
showing the bean bags.
wear something comfortable that makes you feel confident and show up being you. And it was basically him setting the tone for he wants his guys to be themselves, to not be afraid to be themselves around him and the coaches and the execs and stuff like that, and kind of setting the tone for what we always call the hashtag family talk. And they did. They basically had, their opening of spring training meeting at a party. And they had a great time doing it. And then the next day when they show up at the facility, who's waiting for them? Jason Kelsey, which we didn't really get into a whole lot last week. But you saw guys like Velasquez and Eichhoff and Aaron Nola that said that between Kapler's speech on Sunday night and then not having to show up to work on Monday until 11 a.m. and
a little sleep in.
And then when they get there, Jason Kelsey gives them a speech that makes them, want to run through walls. Like,
and Velasquez still didn't get through the second.
Yeah. Can you just make him a closer, please? He's a one-inning guy. Make him a closer. But to me, it sets an entirely different tone for this team. And I actually love the fact, because to me, it's a big kind of that he's got Charlie and Larry there in uniform as special advisors, but it's real clear who's running the show, and it's Kapler and Rob Thompson. And I think there's certain guys that are reacting to that real well. I think a lot of the pitchers are outside of Velasquez, but I think, a guy like Hoskins, a guy like Tommy Joseph, who has played first, third, left, and right. He played left and right in the same inning, and all he's doing is raking. Cesar Hernandez, they basically told him, look, no matter what Kingery does, your job is safe until it's not. And then they tell Kingery, look, you got to play 5 different positions if you want to make this team. You need to go ahead and go do that. So he says, okay, I'll play short, I'll play third, I'll play the outfield. And, oh, by the way, I'm just going to rake 2. So to me, at this point in spring training, whatever Kapler is doing is absolutely working. Now, granted, you want to see some of the pitchers have a little more success, but that'll come. You got, you look at the last couple days, you got guys like Eflin going out there, 2 scoreless. Lively, 2 scoreless. Twice. Eshelman, 2 scoreless. Guys coming out of the bullpen throwing smoke. There's a lot to be excited about here. Now, I'm not ready to crown this team. They're 5 games into spring training and they're 1-4, but there's a lot to be excited about.
I love Eshelman.
I love Eshelman too.
Yeah, my one buddy on the book, he's in love with Eshelman too. He wanted Eshelman up last year.
Well, when people like talk to guys in Major League Baseball and they're like, who does Eshelman compare to? And the name keeps coming up is Greg Maddux.
Yep.
How could you not love that?
Yeah. No, when did Velasquez pitch? Was that today?
Yeah.
Was it today? Okay,
it's today.
So I missed it. Yeah, but no, I mean I was reading things that Velasquez was saying coming out of camp, obviously before his start, and how he's been in contact with Kapler through the all season. He was encouraged by like what he was, his message to him, and I think it's a big beginning of the season for a guy like Velasquez, a new mindset in town, a new coaching staff who is at least going to give him the opportunity to start, and then we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, look at some – I mean, and I don't know – I mean, I know there's not a lot of people that follow it as closely as we do. But, like, last night, the lineup they put out there, Rhys Hoskins is leading off. There was a lineup, I want to say it was Sunday. Carlos Santana led off.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's moving guys because he knows, like, at this time of year, you want to see how guys react in different situations, but you also want you guys to have fun. So he's batting guys lead off. He's batting guys cleanup, like Odubel hitting cleanup, where, we've talked, could he do it? Sure, but is he an ideal cleanup hitter? No, not at all, You got Tommy Joseph playing multiple positions. Dylan Cousins is getting at bats. Kingery's getting at bats. Crawford looks great, and he's swinging the bat. Alfaro looks great. And I love the fact that he hits a grand slam on Saturday, and Kapler comes out like right after that game and says, yeah, he's on track to be our opening day catcher. Because they're going to take that grand slam when Alfaro's sitting on top of the world and just build the bricks under it and keep him there.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's,
I'm excited, guys.
Yeah. I mean,
I really am.
I mean, maybe it takes a degree in psychology to manage this team. But, other than the record right now, everything he's doing is right. And we were concerned that does this guy know what he's doing? To me, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, it's shown anymore with the fragility of professional athletes' minds anymore is it's more or less how do you relate to your team as opposed to X's and O's anymore. You know what I mean? You look back at you look at Doug and what he built, a culture that he built of guys. I mean, like players coming up to their coach, hey man, I love you. You know what I mean? Have a good game. Like when does that ever happen with a player-coach relationship? Obviously it works. We saw the flip side with Chip. And Charlie was the same way. Charlie's a player's manager. Guys love talking to him. You know what I mean? Jim Thome calls him a father figure to him.
Yeah, there's a difference from reinventing the wheel like Chip Kelly tried doing and, doing things a little different and still being a guy that players can talk to.
Yeah.
And there's a difference, like what I see from Gabe Kapler is, there's some weird things that he does, but as long as that, stays open and that dialogue's open, there you go. Now I'm for a minute I wasn't feeling myself at all.
No.
I was like actually questioning
you're there. You're there, but you weren't hot.
I was questioning everything I was saying.
I thought we were talking hockey. You just got quiet.
I was thinking, but no. So I mean, I think he's different in them approaches. Okay, the sports science stuff. Well, that can work if you have an open door policy too, and you actually relate to your players. I think that he's a younger manager. He's going to relate to a younger ball club, and like Mike says, all these kids are just ready to go. Rob Lubman taking a shot at me today on the book. Because he's saying that my projections have 3 to 4 All-Stars. That's crazy talk. None of my projections have 3 to 4 All-Stars in it. It doesn't. It has kids that are right on track to where they should be. Every freaking kid that's a big-time prospect in this organization is going to be up for the most part, okay?
Yep.
I mean, there's a couple that just can't be up because you can only play 8, all right?
Right.
But, everybody's up. I mean, you have a legitimate major league lineup that you're going to go and attack 162 games with. If that's not exciting, and the second wild card leaves it open for so many teams. And if Aaron Nola is any bit of what he was over 10 starts last year, which was downright filthy and a legit number 1 in this league. I mean, the only guy who had better splits in a 10-game stretch was Kershaw. Well, I mean, the best pitcher in baseball is the only guy over 10 games that had better numbers. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. So who's Eichhoff? I know you guys like Eshelman. I like Eshelman too. And that's what I love about the pitching, that it's not all these number 1 guys and these big-time prospects, but it's a lot. It's deep with a lot of kids. And what I love about that is every kid, they always want to go out and do better than the next one. And they've been talking about this for 2 years down in the minors, how they want to outduel each other.
Yeah.
And that's been their whole game. And now you bring a guy in who in my opinion, is going to bring a little fire to the ballpark, going to bring a little excitement to the ballpark. And that former player who wasn't good, who's just a guy. Now Wilson talked about his hit streak. He got 29-gamer.
I was
Most
shocked.
Rangers history.
I was shocked.
But he's a worker.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to be able to get a 29-game hit streak
The
is shocking.
57th round draft pick that made the major league.
He's a worker, and I think a worker's going to pay off for these guys. It's the opposite of Ryan Sandberg, who had future Hall of Famers out at 7 a.m. doing a million drills. Yeah. And at the time, we're like, maybe this team needs some discipline. Well, no, them days are over. As much as I'm not, Sweeps likes to call these professional athletes pussies, and he's 100% correct because they are.
No, yeah.
But then you got to cater to the pussies.
I just love the fact that these guys are hungry right now. Like you're talking about, like all the pups. And if you look at the position players, we kind of have an idea of what we should expect out of the position players in terms of your Hoskins, your Williams, your Crawfords, your Alfaros, even to a certain extent, your Hernandez, Herrera. I mean, to me, the only unknown on this team is Franco in terms of your position players.
And he's the unknown that can make you and break you
Right.
into that second
Yeah,
wild card.
for sure.
Like, you know how much I like them.
Yeah.
And he's a guy who's hot and he's streaky and he's never a fast starter.
Oh, when he's hot, I absolutely love him. When he's cold, I want him on the bench.
Now, if he hits 40 freaking home runs in a small ballpark this year, this team probably makes the playoffs.
Right.
Because I think that we're that confident on the rest.
Right. So I mean, the big issue then is the pitching, and like you were saying, they're deep and they're hungry. So it's going to be a matter of which four behind Nola does it translate to? Who gets it? Because every one of these guys has an arm and knows how to pitch. To me, it's who gets it. Is it going to be Velasquez? Because to me right now, he's hungry and he's willing to run through a wall for Gabe, but he's not getting it.
Yeah, text messages and phone calls late at night are great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it'd be even better if he was my closer.
And you know what, Mike?
Yeah.
It's Gabe's job on the line. So, you can be buddy with boys all day, but when that job starts, you're thinking, oh, man.
But I mean, if it continues to trend the way it's going, I'm perfectly happy starting the season with Nola, Eichhoff, Eflin, Lively, and Mark Leiter. And if not Mark Leiter, Eshelman. And they say that, I haven't seen it yet, but they say Jake Thompson's throwing the hell out of the ball.
Really?
And that's a guy that we loved 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was.
And then the confidence came way down last year because he just couldn't get anybody out.
Because of who?
Well,
Because of who?
because of the manager.
Well, the manager.
The manager used him out of the bullpen when he was a starting pitcher.
And the pitching coach to Brown,
Yeah.
Bob McClure, who likes to throw his catchers under the bus, too.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's kind of shit that was going on here last year. Thank God. I like Pete. I'm not a Pete hater at all. I really wasn't.
Right.
I like Pete. I think, Pete was smart, maybe. They went, it's not Matt Quintek's guy. And
Yeah.
you knew that Quintek, when the bell was rung and you had to switch over, was going to go get his guy. And that's where we're at now. But McClure, to me, was a jackass and handled these young kids terribly. The only reason Aaron Nola, to me, finally took it to the next level was because he's a kid who wanted to get better.
And he got talent.
Yeah, and he didn't listen to Bob McClure. Like, Bob McClure didn't talk about lower half last spring training. It was I don't even know who the pitching guy was. It was just some guy, they have a million pitchers that come in. It was just one of the guys who came in.
It was probably Rod Nichols because he's the guy who's
might have been
like the guru through their system.
Well, you look back at a kid like Felipe Mott.
Right.
Kid was lights out in the minors.
But
then
sucked.
No, he did.
He did.
was
But
awful.
he
was lights out in the minors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he comes up, gets around Doobie and whoever else was in there, and couldn't throw strikes, couldn't get anybody out. And you're
Right.
like, where's the translation there? Because there is no common. At least back then, there was no common voice.
Right.
And it seems like at least now, there's at least a common voice throughout, top to bottom.
You think Lively's gonna be the fourth starter?
I think he's got a shot. I don't know. If
No,
he will be.
I think he's better than that. I feel like he should be third or something. I think he's really good.
With him, it's all about location because he's only 90 to 92. If he's hitting his spots, he's filthy.
We didn't talk about the elephant in the room yet either.
Go ahead.
We didn't talk about the possibility of Jake Arrieta.
Yeah.
That really
Well,
changes the situation.
I'm kind of at the point now where I'm not going to discuss it until he's here.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
willing to talk about it, but I'm kind of working under the assumption that he's not here until he's here.
Until he's here, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
not, and
that's
not
fair.
only
That's fair.
Arrieta, but like
the longer it goes, the more of a shot he's coming here.
I
because this
agree
is
with
one
that.
of the offers that's out there.
Well, and I know Rob Brinkman likes to hammer Clintack for these guys being out there, but we're only one of 32 teams or 30 teams.
A lot of guys are out there.
A lot of guys are still out there for reasons.
Well, because these guys are holding owners over the coals.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
$100
but I look at a guy like
deals
Alex
for
Cobb.
guys. You
I
know,
would love to get Alex Cobb
so
in
would I.
here.
That's
If
a name
you-
we
if
talked
you-
about
if
like
you could somehow
3 months
grab
ago.
two of
Trade
those
for
guys.
Archer. Just trade for Archer.
No,
call it a
well,
night. Call it a
let's
game,
go.
Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey.
I would
Hey,
love
Mickey.
Archer.
Yeah.
Mickey, it's
How
been
old-
real,
how-
baby.
how old is
It's
he?
been real, Mickey.
How old is he?
Like 25,
Yeah,
26.
dude.
Hey, Mickey. It's been real big.
Hey, listen to
Hey,
this.
hey, Hazley. Hey, what are you doing, too? Pack your bags.
Are
Dude,
you getting rid of both of them?
see ya.
Yeah,
For top of the
I don't know.
line,
They're-
ace
No.
stuff
I'm
over
not saying-
26.
I'm not saying
no
that.
question.
I don't think Moniak's gonna be up for another 4
I'm
years.
sorry.
Anyway.
Who are my corner outfielders again? Who are my corner outfielders?
No, I don't disagree.
No, we're talking. We're just having,
I know,
we're having
I
a
know.
dialogue.
We're having a conversation.
Okay, young puppies.
Bryce Harper's going to be here
Young
next
puppies.
year.
And maybe
Yeah.
Trout. And my center fielder is only 26. I got a young outfielder.
Yeah.
So screw the kids that don't know what they're going to be.
Right.
Agreed.
I
Right?
agree.
I know
I
who Chris
agree
Archer
completely.
is. Hey, how are you? Oh, time?
No. Archer,
Oh, 29?
29. He said he's still young.
He's 29.
Archer's 29?
Wow.
No way.
Hey, producer extraordinaire did the homework. Never questioned the producer.
I mean, he's still young in the game.
He is young in the game.
All right, Mickey. Just Mickey.
All right, just good. I got my Adam back.
Adam, you stay. You stay right here.
Yeah.
But if you're 25,
Well,
see you too.
I just like the fact that Adam can play all
Damn,
three
he's
spots.
29. Holy.
So
Yeah.
listen to this.
Time went quick.
I didn't know he was that old.
SJM86 says the fam's all here. I guess he's talking about us. And
Family
he
talk.
says, I'm stoked to watch his pitching staff develop. I'm excited to see who in the lineup turns into that guy. Hunger, potential, and youth. Can the
Nick
Phils,
Williams.
Can the Phils turn heads like the Royals did their first year? Can't remember what year it was, but there was a year where everyone on Kansas City had a good year, and they went, wow. There you go.
This is the kind of guy you need somebody to turn into.
That would
a
be
flat-out carrier.
That'd be Reese Hoskins.
Who's gonna be
Reese.
the
Yeah,
carrier?
exactly. Reese.
That's Reese.
Reese.
I don't even think it's Reese Hoskins.
You think it's Nick?
Really?
Oh, I think it's Nick Williams. No
I think
question.
I like
He's
Nick,
a
but
better,
I don't know.
He's a better pure hitter. He's a
Yeah,
better pure hitter.
I agree with that, but
And Reese is a really good hitter.
Yeah.
He's a really good hitter.
that just shows how good we can be.
Yeah, because both of them.
Well, let me draw a comparison though, real quick, because I saw an interview 2 days ago on MLB Network that actually had me really intrigued. So they're interviewing Jed Hoyer for GM of the Cubs, and they're talking to him about the fact that the Cubs farm system is so depleted, and how are they going to rebuild? And he stood there and he looked right at Amsinger and he goes, "Well, here's the thing.
They're young.
He goes, 4 years ago, our farm system was stocked. We went out and got some pitching, and now all those guys in the farm system are wearing a ring. So
They're still young
right
for the most part.
Right. So that was the point that he was making was people want to rip on him for having a depleted farm system, but his team is so young.
Yeah.
And then he went out and he replaced Arrieta with Yu Darvish. He basically said, "Give me some time. I'll take care of the farm system.
You can't have both.
Don't overlook the team that's on the field right now because they're all young and they all already have a ring." So I then look at the Phillies and I go, okay, Crawford, Alfaro, Hoskins, Williams, later down the road, Kingery, Moniak,
You knew he was going to get Kingery in
Hazley.
there before Hernandez. You knew it.
No, I'm talking about guys that haven't
Sixto?
that are not experienced.
No, absolutely.
Or
No, I'm just
established
messing with you.
yet.
I'm just messing
I mean, Caesar's is established.
Yeah, no,
yeah, and then okay, a guy like Sixto, a guy like Franklin Kilame, Eshelman, guys that are just loaded with talent, and you're like, okay, so the Phils may have, and I'm not drawing this comparison by any means, but the Phils may already have their Bryant, their Schwarber, their, pick another guy on the Cubs. Contreras, whatever, already on their major league roster, and their farm system's still loaded. I mean,
Thank you, Ruben Amaro Jr.
Future's bright. I mean, they basically need Matty K to go out and make a couple moves, get a couple pitchers in here, and then sign a couple big names next year, and we're cruising.
It's always not the guy who comes in that ends up putting the piece on, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, right? There's always another guy who went grocery shopping for you a little bit before he left. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna rent my place out, all right? But on my way out the door. I might never come back either, but I'm going to stock your fridge real good. It's going to last you a while. You'll be okay. You won't die. Right? And that's what Ruben Amaro Jr. did here. And I know he got a lot of bad – you know my feelings on Ruben Amaro. I love Rube. When we were talking about managers, that's the guy I wanted. You know, it's because I love him. I think he's a smart baseball guy. Got a bad rap here for going all in 09, and it just didn't pay off. But you do that every day and twice on Sunday. You go get as many goddamn number one
I loved that
as
Pence
you
trade
can
back
get.
in 2012.
And that was big balls. And it didn't work out, but what I loved about Ruben was he adjusted and he rebuilt this entire farm system from the worst in baseball to a top 5 and one of the best. And now Matt Klentak has the ability to now reap the reward of what Ruben built here by going and doing what you said. You have money to play with. Spend a few bucks, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to be in good shape.
Say we did get Harper. So, I mean, you're not going to take Williams out, but what would you do with Santana? Would you try to trade
You know what? It's a great problem to have. We'll figure it out when we get
I know,
there.
because you'd have to move Reese back to – I don't know. I found that interesting.
But here's the thing. Okay, so let's say you do go out and you sign Harper. And then maybe you move Williams to center and you trade Herrera for an established.
That would work. That would
You
work.
trade Herrera for an established arm.
Yeah.
Or you just trade Williams
Williams
for an established arm.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
remember Williams,
you
though.
have the great thing about this outfield right now in terms of flexibility is Williams could play all three. When Cousins comes up, he could play left or right. Hazley could play all three. Moniak could probably play all three, even though he's a natural center fielder.
Yeah, if you play center, you play all three.
I mean,
Herrera can play all three.
You know, and if you right, but you look at what Kapler's doing right now in spring training.
We called him overrated earlier.
Guys just playing guys playing positions that you wouldn't even think that they're going to play, but everything that Kapler's doing is down the road. Where may I have to plug these guys in to keep this train rolling?
Well, I mean, you brought up a great name in Schwarber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a catcher. Who would have thought he would ever been like an all-star outfielder?
Left fielder, or first baseman.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Daniel Bakley's like, you see how lean he looks, Schwarber.
I haven't seen it, but
he loves
he looks.
But getting benched a while last year.
Yeah,
does that to
his
a guy.
his swing is different too.
Does that to a guy.
Yep, that too. Now you're gonna start listening.
Right.
When things don't work for you at the big league level, now you can start listening.
You know,
but look at the parallels for a second, though. And like I said, I'm not trying to say these guys are these guys, but you could look at the parallels between Bryant and Hoskins.
Yep.
Okay. You look at the parallels between Schwarber and Williams. You look at your Javi Baez to J.P. Crawford. You look at your Wilson Contreras to Jorge Alfaro. You know, it's every spot the Cubs filled with a young guy.
And then your Rizzo with Carlos Santana, your grizzled old vet.
Your grizzled veteran. But every spot that the Cubs filled with a young guy, the Phillies also have a top 10 prospect in that spot ready to go.
Am I wrong that year one of the kids coming up, Theo signed Lester? Am I wrong? Was it year one when all the kids were up?
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yeah.
No, Brian came up halfway through because that's what you do.
But that was the year Lester was signed, correct?
Yeah, and that was supposed to be a reclamation project.
Was Lester signed or was he traded for?
No, he signed.
No,
that was like an Arrieta. Like, this guy's damaged goods. And Theo's like, oh, we'll sign him. Yeah, but no, you're right.
But that's the same thing to me when I look at Arrieta. You know, a guy who's a vet, a guy who's pitched in the postseason before, a guy who won a ring. Okay, can I bring him on a young baseball team? You know, and I look at that kind of move, you know, Matt Klentak, you know, being like, okay.
I don't understand how Arrieta won't take
I see how it worked there. You're talking about the Cubs. I see how it worked there. You know, bringing in a leader, a guy top of your rotation guy, and building around him.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see.
I just don't see how he doesn't take a 3-year deal with a 4th-year option or something. Like,
because his agent is Scott.
I know,
Boras.
but like it's just ridiculous. Like, you're not going to get it.
Oh, I think he realizes though this is his last contract. You know, I think he realizes his bullets are getting a little slower. You know what I mean? And he was a late bloomer, kind of like a Jason Worth. Mm-hmm. You know, he was struggling early in the year to get a big contract. He got his first one.
Yeah.
You know, from Chicago, like Worth did here, and then he's looking to break the bank for his last one, and it's just not working out.
And it's interesting because the guy that I liken him to a lot is Kurt Schilling, where it took several years to figure it out, and when he did, he became dominant. Now, is he dropping off a little faster than Schilling did? Yeah, I think he is. But I think it also has to do with the fact that the Cubs just use the shit out of him.
they've been 3 straight posts.
For years.
Yeah, when you pitch that many innings. Dan says Arrieta they got for nothing the year before. Lester signed too.
Yeah, they signed them both the same year.
Yeah.
So it's probably
But I mean, Arrieta came from Baltimore for like a song.
Right.
Because he was nobody at the time.
that to me would be like.
Go sign Alex Cobb right now. Right now.
Sign
And,
them both.
and then see if Arrieta.
Sign them both.
Well, I was just gonna say, and then see if Arrieta will follow him.
How old's Cobb?
Yo, that would be sick.
I think Cobb is 30.
If Archer's 29, then Cobb's got to be right in that same area.
Yeah. Alex Cobb, like every time you say his name too, he sounds like, he's like 26.
Yeah, I was going to say 25, 26. That's what I thought Archer was, and I'm like, holy shit,
he's
30.
young in the game.
I like Cobb. I mean, he's not Archer to me. Obviously, he's not Arrieta to me, but he's good. He's really good.
I just trust
Lance
Tampa
Lynn?
Bay.
Oh, that's where I was
trust
I was
Tampa
going to
Bay.
say I'd take a shot on Lance Lynn. Yeah.
I trust Tampa Bay's pitching.
Ton of innings there too, but I'll take a shot.
Farm
Mike.
system, though.
Yeah.
They're knack to find pitching. Like you, let's go get a St. Louis Cardinal arm. Yeah, that guy could pitch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
like I would, to me, like you really want to, you're not going to do this, but you go get all.
Let's go.
you get Lane, Arrieta, and Cobb. You know what I mean?
And then you have Eichhoff
and Noah.
Eichhoff is 5.
That's what I
And
thought he
Noah's
meant.
1. And Noah's still your 1. He's still your opening dayer.
And Eichhoff's a terrible 5.
Oh yeah, horrible 5.
Horrible 5.
Yeah.
And then you're saying
When you first
and
said
then
that-
you're saying to the Nats like,
I thought that's what you meant.
we're gonna try to say hey.
How you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna try to say hey. Hey.
When I first said what?
When you said, if
Hey, girl.
we signed Cobb, Arrieta would follow, did you mean Arrieta here or somewhere else?
No, I'm talking like if they go out and they sign Alex Cobb, 30-year-old Alex Cobb, and they give him like a 4-year deal, and the Phillies show that they're serious about adding arms.
Imagine both.
Maybe
That'd be
well, that's what I'm saying. Is
sick.
maybe Arrieta then follows him here
Because-
and says,
yeah.
"Okay, Cobb took a 4-year deal. I'll take a 4-year deal. I'll back off my demands from 6 to 4. Phillies sign him for 3 with an option for the 4th. Here we go.
Shit, the NL
Go
East-
time.
NL East is interesting.
I mean, it already is to me.
Yeah.
You know, because to me, you're with Aaron Nola, any bit of what he was over that stretch, you're a legit problem for the
I mean,
Nats.
you're
The Nats
inexperienced,
a little bit, like,
but if you had 2 good arms,
even Arrieta takes me to that second wild card
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Like you're already there. Now you had Arrieta and Lynn or Arrieta and Cobb or even Lynn and Cobb. I'm going second wild card.
I take Lynn and Cobb too.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
me, second wild card's a lock to me. It really is because now I'm really in 5 deep when it
Right.
comes to my starting rotation.
Yep.
And now when a shoulder does go in the middle of the season, like something's going to happen, I got 3 or 4 in the minors that are ready
That
to
are
come
chomping
too.
at the bit now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Now they're chomping at the bit.
Yeah, they're ready to
Yeah.
go. And listen, there's no loyalty in this game. It's about wins, man. To me, you got to go get yourself another arm. That's it. If it's Lynn, if it's Cobb, Lynn won't be enough to me by himself. Cobb to me, yeah, I like that a little more, just because I don't think he has he still has a lot more bullets in the chamber to me than Lynn does, who's
Right.
been used a ton too.
And Lynn worries me a little bit just because when he left St. Louis, he regressed a little bit.
Yup, that
And
guy like
again,
that scares
I'm
me.
not shying away from him, but you're right. To your point, if that's all it is, I don't know if that's gonna.
Cobb to me is enough.
I'd rather stay still if it's just Lynn.
Yeah, if it's Cobb, I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'll be like, okay, if it's Alex Cobb, I'm like, all right,
Right.
I'll do that deal. And if it's obviously Arrieta, I'm all in. But, not because I missed Arrieta either. I think he's, his numbers are going down like we talked about, but he's still a horse.
But the fact, like what Greg said last week, though, about Arrieta, to me, that rings more true than anything else. Is that shows that the Phillies front office is serious about moving this thing forward. The combination of Carlos Santana and Jake Arrieta, it makes Philly attractive for free agents this offseason because they're suddenly real serious.
And then,
Yeah.
And that all starts though by Clentak saying, "Pete, we like you, but we're gonna move my direction now."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what really started this. Clentak puts the target on his back when he fires the incumbent head coach.
Oh, yeah.
And goes
Yeah,
to get his
man,
guy.
Oh, yeah. The target's on
That's-
your back.
And then that's where you get Carlos from. And hopefully Jake.
So we got about 10 minutes left. You want to move on to some birds? Or you want to keep rolling with the Phils?
You got
I'll
any
do
comments?
birds, but I don't care.
Was Chris Ashtray? It would be great to see the Sixers get in the playoffs, but the Flyers are a team we should be watching out for. I think they are for real, not one and done. Okay, yeah.
He's talking about the Flyers?
Yeah,
I
the Flyers
agree.
are for real.
Robbie, are you looking at YouTube chat at all? Can you check on that last question? Thank you, sir.
Daniel Bakley said reports has the Nationals and Karen talks with Arrieta.
Of course they are.
No, of course
Yeah.
they are. They'll talk to everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
they're not going to give him more than 3.
No.
That's because the Nationals GM is onions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's not scared to spend dough down there.
No.
Really?
That'd be filthy.
It would be.
It would be filthy.
That's game over. then the division's just,
But you know why, though?
you're going to get pounded.
But here's the thing, though.
Imagine going into it. Sorry.
No, I was saying, like, that guy's playing with house money every day, though. Because when that team is great, they'll sell out that ballpark. When that team sucks, nobody in Washington gives a shit.
No.
Because they all got more important things to worry about.
Yeah. they pop
Imagine
that
going
dog.
into like a series with Arrieta, Strasburg, and what the hell's his name?
And
Scherzer.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
That's
Well, expect
sick.
expect.
Oh,
It's like 2011
Tanner
Phils.
Tanner
Expect Stroud.
Roark and Gio Gonzalez is your 4 and 5.
Oh my God.
You know why they'll never win?
Sick.
Too, because in year 1 when
Thank
they
you.
made it,
Yeah.
and Strasburg they sat him.
They
down.
sat him.
They'll never win with him ever, just because of that 1 year. I mean, they probably did the right thing, but you talk about you just never know when you got a
Yeah, when
shot.
you're gonna get back
and that was
there.
a really good baseball team that year that maybe gave it away a little bit, and they've never been able to get over that hump since. So
Oh, SJM 86 is Nova getting crowned. I got to go get a score check on that one.
Jeremy Beelan says Dower Dog Night should be a fun one.
No comment.
No comment on Dower Dogs.
Last year I went to the Dollar Dog and I against the
course you
Mariners
did.
and I had 9.
Of
I was
course
so
you did.
disgusted with it, dude. It was so gross.
You were discussing with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you laughed like, oh.
Dollar Dog Night.
I'm sitting there and it was sucked too. 'Cause
Legitimately scares me.
that was the night the
I
Phillies
will- I
scored
will
like
go.
9. That was the night the Phillies scored like 9 runs in like 4 innings, and then like the rest of the I think they lost 10-9. They were at like 9-4 or some shit. I'm sitting there in the 8th inning. We're blowing the lead. I'm just like, ugh, I feel so gross. Like, it was the
I'm
worst
about to
game.
blow chunks. Yeah, I stay away from Dollar Dog Night and College Night. Yeah, I'll stay away.
Hey, getting crowned. They're only down 1 with 2 minutes to go.
Crowned.
I don't know how they're getting crowned.
49 to 48. Jesus.
Who, Nova?
Yeah.
Screw Nova.
You just don't like them at all. You didn't even like them when they won the whole thing.
No, I'm not.
You're not a J guy.
No, I love Jay. Looks great in suits.
Speaking of fitted suits, I mean, dude can dress.
Yeah, no, I have no issues with Nova. I just don't have a college basketball team. So
When's he coaching the Sixers?
here we go.
You knew someone was going to bring it up.
There was like a growl there, too. It's like, oh, here we go.
It's like nobody ever listens to me.
You're not the first person that's ever brought that up.
Oh,
either.
really?
Yeah.
You know,
Not that I've heard, not in this studio.
dude, it's just amazing. Like the people don't trust my coaching opinions anymore. Like, you know what I mean? You would think after the Doug Love that people would start trusting my fucking process. Nobody trusts my process. I get freaking hammered because I'm like a Brett Brown apologist. No, I'm not. I just understand like it's deeper than you just thinking him calling a play and them executing it. Like you think 21-year-old kids are going to like year 1 of officially like trying to win basketball games, everything's just going to come together.
But they do it 2K so good.
I'm just excited for the Phils, though, boys.
No, definitely.
I think they can be a playoff team, or at least competitive. At the worst case, you know, at least around 500. You know, at least in for something when the end of August, beginning of September happens, where there's a little excitement, even if they don't get in.
Yeah, because actually I was thinking
You might be buying at the deadline instead of selling.
Yeah.
Like we've been so accustomed to.
When Mike filled in the other, Chromiak filled in for
me,
Mandaraki
yeah.
a couple weeks ago. He brought up a great point. That Central Division is loaded. You know what I mean? You potentially could have both your wild cards coming out of that Central Division. You know, between the Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Cubs.
Yeah,
obviously.
you guys can brew up. You guys can brew crew up all you want. I'm not there.
No, I'm just saying, but they're going to be another team that's going to be battling for that wild card.
Yeah, okay. I'm not there. I'm not there with them. The other two, yeah. I mean, to me, you know, Pittsburgh got a little scared and dealt some things off to me, and they were always a team in that mix in the Central.
Yep.
To me, it's a 2-teamer in the Central. You know, it's really a oneer to me. It's the Cubs and everybody else.
That outfield in Milwaukee, though.
No, I understand. I just feel like they take a step back. They were lightning the bottle last year. They weren't supposed to be there. I think they struggle this year
Well,
a little bit.
does Yelich keep
I'm
them
saying,
from catching?
I forgot they got Yelich too.
Braun
Fuck.
Yelich.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he
Well,
went there.
no. Braun, Yelich, and Kane is your outfield.
I forgot they got Yelich.
And Lorenzo Cain.
And they got Kane.
They've actually been playing Bronson at first base.
Shit, I retract it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm back. I'm back,
That's what
Drew
I'm
Carew.
saying.
I'm sliding down the slide, baby.
Dude, I would do that so bad. I would do that so bad. I might get
Sorry, Robbie.
I wish I was that
I
mascot.
forgot
That looks
about
so
Kane
fun.
and Yelich.
I'm
Because nobody freaking signed, so I
Yeah.
didn't even feel like there was like an off season in baseball.
I
Like,
might get stuck in the
nothing
slide,
happened.
but I want to go down.
Like nothing happened outside of like the Marlins selling everything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Their arms still are concerning. to
Yeah,
me.
no, I agree.
That they were house money guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
when,
obviously.
when Zach Davies is your top of
Yeah.
the rotation guy,
Yeah,
whether
simmer
he's
down
one,
now.
two, yeah.
Yeah, simmer down now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Greg. My big concern with that is, at
Braun's still a crumb.
at give or take 230, there might be a little too much momentum coming down the slide. And when that turn comes, I'm talking up and
going all
over.
the way home.
I'm talking up and over. Woo!
Slide right into home.
I'll be like landing in the bullpen. I ain't
like-
making it
it'd
to
be
the
like
bottom
the-
of the
Get off
slide.
the
like,
tracks when the train
here's
coming
something
through.
All right, we'll get Eagles talk next week.
Yeah, the Eagles aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
And all we got is a combine this week.
Yeah. The cap discussion ain't going anywhere.
Daniel Bake with
Believe me, it's very real.
52-49 Nova, 40 seconds left.
There we go.
Bob Hartman, Howie's comments today before the show is over.
Swagger, Bob.
we touched on it early,
We
yeah.
talked about that earlier. He walked up to the podium and he had swagger, and he was honest about everything, and I liked the way he handled it. He was honest, but he definitely wasn't timid Howie from 5 years ago.
He has so much more life now.
Yeah.
Well, should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. You should be walking around
should.
feeling real good. Daniel Bakley says they've asked Braun to play a little second. You guys hear that one?
I know he's
not.
playing first. I didn't know he was playing second.
They said
So what's the outfield then? So Kane's obviously in center.
Well,
Yelich is in right.
who's the guy that they had? Was the bomber
Chris
from
Davis?
Japan?
No.
The left-handed
Oh,
guy.
Eric Thames?
Eric
Oh,
Thames.
Thames.
Yeah. So
He'll be suspended
yeah,
for Tuesday in a second.
Eric Thames, Lorenzo Cain, and
Do they still have that Chris
Second
Davis?
base.
Who?
They still have that Chris Davis guy with the K?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Mr. Povman does
yeah. I trust the
second
dad.
base.
He's willing to, yeah.
SJ,
Well, he came up as a third
Put a
baseman.
fucking needle in his
86.
ass. He'll be willing to.
Oh, this is great. SJM86 says Phillies need Jack Parkman and some Tanaka.
Bless you.
Parkman,
Oh, he stink
Marbles.
again. We stink again. I just love it. I've been saying I got to go watch the movie, and I haven't done it again. And it's the best, pre-baseball movie.
I was gonna say,
both of them.
if
I
you're-
wanted to. I don't care. You don't.
I don't even watch the minors. I'm
Yeah, but I
take
can't
the
go
minors.
backwards. You know what I mean? I'm all about player
I
development.
like Scott
I'm all
Bakula.
about
What can I
player-
say?
if you're a true baseball fan and you don't take one day in March and watch the natural Major League, Field of Dreams, Major League 2, and whatever other, Bull Durham, you got to do a marathon and just get it all in.
Get it all in.
one day. It's the best
Domingo
day ever.
Santana
Well,
is the other outfielder.
like
Oh,
him
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
He's
We used to
acquired
have
from the
him.
Phillies, yep.
Phillies kid. That's
Yep,
the
that's what Dan said, yeah.
That's the kid that
All right.
shouldn't have got away
No, he did.
Yep.
in the.
Did they accidentally trade him to the
Yeah.
Astros or something?
Yeah.
How's that even happen?
How do you accidentally, yeah.
I know.
Who messes up that paperwork?
Ruben?
They thought he was the other
Don't you
Domingo
dare.
Santana.
Don't you
It was
dare.
Ruben.
Goddamn fucking clerk is what it was. Can't hire family.
We're getting to take it home, brother.
All right, boys. It's been real.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Family, great talk out there.
Thank you, guys.
Tomorrow night, you got Lazy Booking, 7:30. You got Hockey Happy Hour. What the fuck time they start? 10 now?
10.
Yeah, 10. You think I should know that?
Yeah, late nights.
Another edition, Tom.
Mike
AM.
in the PA.
HDRadio.com. We'd like to thank our certified public accountant, and you better make him yours. Find on the web, GibsonMayor.com. That was a good one, boys.
It was.
Tom Arnone,
My arm hurts from all this.
Mike
slapping.
Mataraki, Greg Mwakovic, Dan McGuckin. Dan won't get slapped if he wasn't so far away. Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Stream Smart Vinny. Greg was using it last night.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's loving it. We fucking out. Peace.